beginning, the very get-go. They had the option to move farther and maybe take a second lap for the first point, but they say, give me that first point right away. A great one from Trillix.
I like the little juke step. They kind of hopped over the lip, and I believe that was Delicard that was able to pass it over to Trillix. And just as he made that step, everyone kind of baited over to him, pass it out into the low bottom of the straightaway. So within the first 30 seconds of play here in game number 1, already Germany with the lead.
And what better way to show everybody how quickly you can score in this game? It only takes one lap. Yeah. And defensively, the UK are trying to get in the lane of the ball handler. Delicard, you're seeing these jumps, these U-shaped momentum swings around the inner and the outer wall. And there's our first big tackle as well. It's not a complete denial, but Germany will regain possession.
That is Trillix, the enforcer, doing what they do best, and they're able to get in the way. And you were talking about just a moment ago, UK really just kind of bringing the fight to the table each and every single time there is a pass by Germany. They're there to chase it. A lot of that shadow kind of defense. But right now, this is a reset of the lap. When you lose it in from one hand to the next, that's going to make it to where that your opponent, and even with their possession, they have to go all the way back to gate number 1. So we reset back to the ball. And look at this formation from Team UK.
Yeah, they're actually gathering some space right now. It quickly gets crunched upon, and again, that's the beauty. Changes of possession galore here in this first bowl. That's between these two gates, and you know, I like to call it bowl patrol. Hell, because it's just tackle central, and it's so hard to get out of, but Germany have found a way out. They've unlocked the goal, and they're going to take that shot immediately again. It's 2-0 for Germany.
That is some sure-handed and surefire critical decision-making. They do it almost immediately. Look at the power shot. That's what you do when you take a charge up, rifle of an arm, and you get it right out of the hands of Delicard, able to make that one into a big play. And so, with the burger in the background, who's smiling, it's all of Team Germany that's also smiling as they have a 2-0 lead just inside the first 2 minutes in game number 1.
They've certainly got to be thrilled by that. It is Trill and Delicard with the current goals in this game. Potentially the more offensively focused players. We did note that Mace was the ball keeper. Someone who may be holding on to the ball, may be keeping the goal as well. But this possession still trying to get begun for Germany.
Yeah, and that's actually Mace that was able to keep up with a lot of that possession just now in the low side curve. We're looking to see if we can get this off the ramp, but look at this, a spare tackle. Would you get a spare off of getting a couple of the 2 of the 3 players of your opponents, so they will flatten them down. And of course, it's Germany that's able to bring the fight to UK, making sure that they are aware that they will not let anything go for free. That's that ball patrol you were talking about. They're going to raise those flags high, saying you're not getting past our banners.
You know what, the first thing I'm seeing as well is Germany move clockwise around the rink. It's not the most efficient path to get through these gates, but sometimes it's the open path. Well, it's closed up upon there, UK denying it, which means Germany, they regain possession and they'll have to start again.
And that was a good reset, but a great bit of tackling by Sips to be able to just shove himself into that lane. Trillix has been hanging out on the opposite end, this 3-4 ball, and this is another long possession. Trillix, they're going to have to reset it again. Every single time it's dropping out of hands, it's dropping to the pavement, which is great for Team UK, but they're a little bit slow to be able to pick it back up. They're going to have to make sure if they're playing very much intense one-on-one, man-on-man, great, just pressure positioning, then they're going to have to be able to pick up that ball and then start for some passes.
I feel like Germany don't mind these resets. I mean, when you look at the clock, we're already past halfway down. And with a 2-goal lead, it's going to take a bit of effort for UK to come back to that. We're not at the point of taking down the clock to 0 seconds. In fact, we're at the point of scoring. Is that an alley-oop?
It is. That was what I was going to say. They were up on the wall. Look at this positioning. Up on the right side, you do have Delicard hanging out there and takes it, nearly turns into a heat seeker, but it was already on target. He dives through with the dunk. We were wondering how high level of play these guys will be able to accomplish, especially from all the training of Season 0. It seems like Season 1, it's paying off.
Great strategy there for the goal. And you know what I asked for before the match started, Monkey? I wanted swagger, I wanted style, and boy, did we get it there. Germany are fast-paced to victory.
Sips, though, trying to be fast enough to maybe make a breakaway. He will pass it over to Ravzi, who's trying to navigate traffic. That ends up finding its way into a mag pass in the waiting arms of Sips. We're going to chase after him as he's working to go to gate number 3. Back into the bowl. He's going to have Boba as an available option, but he's just trying to be able to juke step anyone. That's actually being a mag pass. It breaks the gate. Can they be able to get back to it? Is this the first goal attempt? It will be for Team UK as they cut this lead just down to 2.
Oh, did they need this so desperately as well? They weren't gaining long possessions. They were hardly getting past the first couple of gates, but you saw that in the moment they needed it most, they came up big. First goal in for UK.
And who else but Sips? Sips is the man that's drinking from the goblet of life, and that's victory from him right there. Will he be able to have another sip available for Team UK? They got to break through these gates. Key passing to keep that possession alive was surreal. Dalokard is already diving after Sips, so that's a great back pass as everyone on the floor from Germany. We're just over 2 minutes remaining. They've got to make every possession count from here on out.
They certainly do. I feel like UK, this is their moment to make their move as well. They've got the tone setter finally under their belt. Some of those pregame jitters, they can get past them. They've scored the goal, and Rapsy as well, waiting right between these defenders, almost needs a little support in that moment, Monkey.
Yeah, just someone as an outlet, because you can only make too many steps as an offensive possession holder before you run out of steam. You run out of movement. You got to be able to make use of these low side walls, get velocity moving with you, some momentum. And again, we find Sips overhead view really just kind of crafts the pathway that he's having to dip, dive, duck, and dodge. And it's a lot of Germany traffic that's in his way. Gain for momentum, not to be found by Trilix. That's a big bop, but they just won't stop.
No, they will not. Germany are not concerned of stopping or shorting out this momentum. I like that pass to Dalokard and the pass to Mace as well. Look at how the passes are elevated, Monkey. It's generating so much momentum, so much speed. I mean, Trill is completely alone, moving down the field. They'll roll the ball to the other bowl as well. And Dalokard, is he going to go another lap? Certainly could. Remember, folks, it's a game to 5, and so 2 laps would earn them 3 points. This could be the game winner.
They're looking, they're posturing, they have maybe the long Tom shot. This is on target. Oh, denied! Look at that save. Sips coming up huge in the moment. Ravs, though, they have to get this possession. They don't have a lot of time. If they were to turn this into 2 one-lap, one-pointers, sure. But they are looking to be forced into a 3-point situation because of the 3 points Germany currently has. What a takeaway, though, to stop Germany from getting that early game win.
That save is the play of the game, but only if we see UK come on back. They need 2 points, and they need them now. Boba is trying to find space away from the defenders, but look at Dalokard drafting behind. You can actually draft other skaters to increase your speed. It is Mace now with the ball that regains possession for Germany. If they can hold it on to for 7 more seconds, they'll win the game. They roll the ball around the bowl. Trilix finds space above, higher elevation, throw it down, take the ball again and win the game. It's Germany with the game 1 win.
This was sealed away whenever we got to see that long rolling pass. We got it all the way on the main straight. It went past the goal, and then it found its way into safe harbors. Even with that play not being a 3-point score, it forced the hand of UK. And so Team Germany, they'll be taking game number 1 in this first best of 3.
An amazing game as well. I wanted that save from UK to be the statement piece of game number 1, but I think it ended up being the alley-oop, actually. It was from Trill to Dalokard. That, to me, is a statement play.
Yeah, that's what you need to set the tenor, set the tone for all this. And you know what? I think Germany really came out. They're playmakers, and we got to see that a lot during this early game.
We really did. I was watching from backstage, like, oh my God. Especially, like, I mean, right out the gate, Trilix came and, like, pretty much dominated. I mean, walk us through, like, what went wrong, what went right for both teams.
I think you're looking at Germany and you see a lot of possession, right? That first 3 to 4 minutes was fully possessed by Germany. You need UK to start landing those tackles. Listen, our roller champions, it looks like, all right, just hit into them. It's no problem. It's actually really difficult to land those punches, and we're starting to see how that comes to form.
And what can the UK do to, you know, I mean, they didn't they didn't just lie down. That big denial. For me, that was like a highlight. Again, not being biased, but it was pretty good. You know, what can they do to bring it all back?
They really did congregate a lot together. You have possession, but you have positioning. And like you said, maintaining velocity in this game is just one half of the coin. You're on the backside of that coin. That's great. That's the offensive half. But being able to connect and being able to use all that speed that you've built up and turn it into something that either connects to the goal, connects to a player, they have to be able to find that. And that is so tough. And that's just showing the level of difficulty that you really raise up to. I want to see them kind of be able to spread out more, be able to get in that defensive position when they can. And really, I mean, just take ownership of when they have man-on-man pressure.
Well, let's hope they take that advice to heart, because we are just about to jump into Game 2.
All right, the best of 3 could conclude here with a Germany win. We talked about UK positioning, spacing out a bit, and for me, Monkey, as well, it's about support. We saw that moment where you had a UK player completely converged upon like piranhas to pick up the ball and no one to pass it to. So I think there may need to be some improvements in positioning for UK.
You know, if there's ever a time to or a place to be able to improve your positioning, why not find yourself at a park? Venice Beach Park. A little bit of extra sun as the sun comes down, all the lights come up, and we're looking at the fight for UK being lit up on the screen against Germany. They took game number 1. They want to finish out this series in 2 if they can, but UK, they want that precious point and maybe to be able to force a pivotal game 3.
Take a look at those towers. It's going to decide where that ball launches out of, and it's going to go right into Dalucard's hand. Could it be just a swing of momentum now from the Game 1 win?
Yeah, this is again creativity when it comes to passing. Look at the positioning. Dalucard already on the high side, number 2 tower. We break through that number 4. Look at this positioning, though, out of UK. They're going very defensive. They're hopping, they're popping. They will not allow an early goal, but this now also forces Germany to make that early turn. They're looking to be able to back pass, but no, they're forward. They're already on a 3-point runaway, but it's picked up by the big man in Sips.
Love the strategy coming out of UK. Really guard the net, but then break out of it. Get away from that defensive positioning, track down the ball, and hit Germany where it hurts. They may not have a possession to work with right now, but they stunted it in great fashion. And look at that throw all the way almost from the bowl. It was from downtown, but it just didn't land.
It just landed to the outside of the donut. A nice little bit of glaze, an extra sprinkle, but it wasn't sweet enough to be a nice treat to snack on. Maybe a handoff. Oh, Sips actually overruns the down to Dalucard. Actually, rather, that was Mace. Now Dalucard goes over there, but that's a big shot. That's coming from the outside. Well, put it in, baby. That'll be a 1-0 for Germany.
You're seeing defenders from UK try to uppercut their way to the net as well, but too far outside. They need to tiptoe up that transition onto that deck to actually get in the lane of the shot. Right now, it's open paradise for Germany.
That's tough because you're seeing a lot of shots, especially from Germany, that are coming from the immediacy of gate number 4. If they want to take that early shot, they will. They'll break the gate, they'll put it in, and then that donut hole is wide open. But UK looking to be able to get some good passes, Ravs over to Sips, and this is a long straight trying to be able to navigate traffic. Look at the footwork. Sips is already trying to bring that style you were looking for here, Pyro.
Oh yeah, dodging and dipping and ducking their way to victory. No, it is denied, taken away. Dalucard, that save was pinpoint precision.
And already, Trilix with a breakaway. Literally no one's here. It's an open net. Does he get into the backside rim? No, he's going to want that one back. I've been talking about how they throw these Hail Marys from downtown. And then they already break gate number 1 again for posture of a 3-point turn. Will they turn back? It looks like they're going for glory.
Oh, they're on a great run right now. Why not try it again? Trilix has a potential 3-pointer. Dalucard trying to break out and tackle the defender. The net's open and it will be taken. 1 more point away from victory already in game 2 for Germany.
It's only taking 2 shots, but 4 points get posted up. They run to the backside. You see Rabsy trying to get in position. He goes up the front, up the back, up the side, up everywhere. But unfortunately, timing was in the advantage of the Germany team. And so, with only 1 point to go, they're already on series points.
Team Germany making the most out of this competition. With one more point, they can end the first match. I can't believe the pace at which this game plays. It can go by in a blink of an eye.
And that is exactly what Trilix is doing, the enforcer. But he's trying to be able to force his series to be done. The bowler, the roller, will it be over? Delicard, he's in the back end. Will he be able to turn it over? He's nearly getting it straight from the bank. What a ramp shot.
You think it's roller derby and other games combined, but no, it's also bowling. Look at that roll from the other side of the bowl, almost landing straight in the ring, but instead, we're finding a new player find space. It is Boba handing off to Ravs. That net is open to finally score. They might go longer, though. They will. Pay attention to the scoreboard here, 4-0. You know UK has more points on their mind.
Ravsy, one more, gets it over to Sips. Sips will be knocked down. It's a free ball. It's a loose ball. It's a three-point opportunity. And they go to the top side of the donut, dunking that one in. They're again within 1 point.
Talk about redemption for Ravs. This player was holding on to the goal, trying to defend again and again, and says, guess what? I can score too. We can make those plays as well. And suddenly, this game just got a little tighter.
Only 1 minute has burned off the clock since Germany postured themselves to end this series in a blitzkrieg, but that's not to occur right now. Delicard, they're going to grind it out. Opposite end of the entire rink. They're looking to go clockwise to be able to extend this one as far as they can. Mace, sure-handed. They call her the ball keeper because she is very much able to maintain these possessions for a lot longer. Trilix is going to get set up on the opposite end. They break gate number 2. We're trying to be able to go around the whole way. Delicard is already able to pick it up, but no, Sips will find a loose ball, and we reset all over again.
And it's rare to see those loose balls come out of Germany. I think their magnetic passes have been nearly perfect, and you can only nail those magnetic passes if you're in close proximity to your players. That's why you see Germany cluster like they are now and handing them off, almost dishing the ball back and forth, but it can be a dangerous combination. All UK needed to do was intercept to reset that possession.
And they did that by just being on the hip of every single German player. They were just saying, hey, if you're going to make these passes, you're going to have to get right by me, and I'm able to pick your pocket. I'm going to take that ball away from you. But Sips is now in a 1v3, and look at it. He picks up the ball before anyone else with Germany colors is able to get it. Now Delicard and I believe Mace were trying to be able to take him down. They do so Sips will be right back in the opposite bowl, and we're just less than 2.5 minutes remaining. 2 more that have been able to burn off the clock. It's just 1 goal for Germany to finish it out.
But it's so hard to do. It's when it's 1 goal left that the defense gets a lot stingier. They risk it even more to stop Germany in their tracks. Unfortunately for UK, Germany's doing the same thing as well. That's how close this game, that's how intense it gets at the final moments. It's so hard to get space and get away from your opponents.
This is hot potato pancakes. They are tossing this ball as soon as they're able to get it when you're on the side of Team UK and Germany. They're just trying to be able to get out in open space. You're getting to the point in the clock where keep away is the name of the game. But look at this positioning. Boba looking to be able to get in front of Trilix. They will be passed by. Good dodge. Go up that low side curve. Both Sips and Ravsy. They're at the net. That is a toss. It goes to the back end. They have another point. It's going to go through, and that's Germany. Bring the thunder. Bring the rain. The pain is brought, and they get game 2.
Sometimes the best missed shots come out as great passes. A good pickup from Delicard there. Great positioning, and just like that, Germany have won match number 1.
That was fast, but it was with a lot of fight from Team UK. They were able to get 3 points. They were able to really get it off of a kind of a stylistic play. You were looking for them to bring that energy, especially because they're playing with a new player all on the same day, and Team Germany just put up a very swift fight and brought it to him huge. Shay, you got to have a front row seat with us. That was a great game.
I did. It was also like made even more hype by you two. I was just like, yeah, I'm getting into it. It was great. I mean, Germany obviously like dominated throughout that, but I have to say, you know, the UK pulling off a play like that to get those 3 points was, you know, it was no small feat. How easy or difficult is it to pull off plays like that, Pyro?
It's sometimes made easier when Germany's really aggressive with their defense, but listen, UK earning some of those points on the scoreboard, unfortunately for them, don't translate in points for them. It is 3 points for Germany for winning that game. You can see it there on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they were able to get 3 in that first game, and they get 5 in the next, and then ultimately, out of the totality of this series of play, it will be Team Germany. That does get 3. UK is going to be hunting for points later. They're going to have to do it against an even feistier foe in France, and that's going to be tough to do. All these teams, they've really showcased their training is paying off.
Clearly. So, going into the next matchup, which I believe is Germany versus France. That's a new... Now, I was going to say, that was interesting, but actually we have, some direct evidence as to what this matchup might look like. Do you have any preliminary thoughts, Monkey?
Trilix was such a great component, a weapon in this arsenal that is Team Germany. He was always at the opposite end bowl, that 3-4 turn, and it looked like they were just so confident about being able to make those rolling passes because just open space. That's a lot of UK really just kind of clambering together. It's going to be about making sure your positions are not able to be taken advantage of. I think France is going to be able to bring that speed they're looking for, and maybe UK be able to take a few pointers while they're waiting and resting in the back end.
Maybe. We shall see indeed. Right, even though the action just happened, we have some replays, some close-up shots, all that good stuff coming up for you right now. And welcome back to the Clash of Champions. It's all popping off. There was even a dance break while we were away, flexing those muscles, both in game and off game. Love to see those moves. Such a good time. We just had the UK and Germany go head to head. It's been a great time. Lots of great plays. Next up, we have France versus Germany. So, interesting matchup, and I mean that genuinely this time, because we've seen Germany quite frankly dominate So, Monkey, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
I think this is going to be a two-pronged attack, especially out of Germany. They've already showcased what they can do, especially because Trilix has been able to kind of dominate at least from one end to the next on the rink. But France, of course, they have some amazing players. I mean, just by pedigree, but also by performance. I think that Gotaga is going to try and make a statement. I'm ready for him to honestly just make 3 laps and try to be able to get a 5-point goal. I think that that's some of the attitude that will be brought into this matchup.
Interesting prediction. Let's see if you're not far off. And what say you, Pyro?
Well, I've been really fascinated by the way that Dalokard and Trill have really played to their roles, really sticking together on offense, each of them with 3 goals or shots made in that last matchup. And Mace has really played that defensive role really well as well. So I'm focused on that from the French team. Are they going to stick to those roles? Is Gotaga really going to pop off, or is it going to be more of a team battle and some solid rotation between the 3 players? That has yet to be determined.
Well, let's find out. Once again, I'm handing the reins over to you. Treat them well, please. Not that you haven't.
No, we certainly will. Match number 2, Germany versus France. This could be the tale of 2 titans here. I don't want to cut out UK because they had some pretty awesome plays as well, but I do feel like this matchup is bringing up to be a good one.
It's a matter of consistency because this could be the forecast before we really get into our Grand Championship. But, you know, speaking of forecast, it is sunny and you better have your Speedo. You better have a little bit of sunscreen because we're going to Acapulco. And, you know, we're gonna see if these guys are ready for the heat, to be able to hit the pavement, maybe hit it hard. We're going to the launch, 7 minutes again, the 5-second timer. No way that we can't be ready to go, because these guys are ready for us, and Akatillo already picking it up from Team France.
And we were talking about roles earlier. Pay attention to Akatillo, the strategist of this team. How will they formulate the right approach to get those goals scored, or maybe just get those tackles on target? One thing UK struggled with a bit, but France getting in there.
I do want to see if there's going to be a matter of separation of Team France, and they definitely seem to be just kind of congregating on much of this rink as they can. Dalokard has done great to be able to get high, at least mid-layer, on these outside walls when we go around the bowls. Trilix is already waiting to be an option. He will be able to uppercut, looking for a pass, but already is Gotaga. Well, that will be able to get this one. And Gotaga, he's in there in the nick of time, able to make a great bit of traffic and cut off Germany at the pass.
And look at Mace get involved here as well, swinging from one side of the inner wall to the outer wall, giving Dalokard incredible velocity, and that's going to be enough speed on the shot as well for the first goal.
Look at the flex. He's going in a circle and just kind of bringing the guns to the gun show. He's always open when it comes to this interior wall on this main straightaway. Just look at the flex. Look at him. Oh, pretty.
Did he get a permit to bring those guns to this show? I don't know, but boy, oh boy, do we have a game already. Germany just know how to set the tone, don't they?
Yeah, this is a squad that knows they're good, or at least know that their training has brought them to this moment to be able to bring the fight to them. And already we do have great transitions by France. They're saying, hey, look, we're gonna be able to tie this up. We're going for at least a shot. Doigby, it's a bouncer. Oh, it comes out the outside front face of the rim. It's now a foot race. Who will get there first? It will in fact be Trilix, and saying, hey, you left this behind.
Just missed that as well. Germany say, hey, France, you're out on this exit of the highway. See ya never. For France, though, that was very poised approach on the shot. You saw the pause before the shot actually came. They waited until the goalkeepers were out of range. The shot precision just has to be there.
This is Gotaga that's trying to be able to really make that solo initiative to extend this level of possession away from Germany. Kind of really has taken himself as the point man. He's kind of the tip of the spear for some of these attacks. And then Akatillo has not been given a single second of stay, of play, to really rest. This one will be a mag pass all the way to the back end, and is in fact picked up by Dalokard. We're well beyond 2 minutes of play now here in game number 1. Germany just with a 1-goal lead.
Germany have been incredible on the recoveries, on the positioning, namely Dalukard. It was Dalukard to pick up the missed shot at the very end of the last match and throw it in. It was Dalukard there off the missed pass to recover the ball as well. You can see what speed does. A lot of the time, players will try to tackle and ramp their way down these bends to generate that speed. You can tell Dalukard knows exactly how to do that, but look at the physicality finally come to form for France. They just need to get that space to get this possession moving.
Ooh, they are isolating Gotaga every single time he's about to begin anything. He runs right over the stripe. Look at this cornucopia of madness. It is Bull Patrol, but they're strolling down the straight. It is a fist fight, and everyone's brought up their skates. They've taken them off their feet. They're just trying to bash each other in, but this time the breakaway will begin, and it's Mace, sure-handed as she is, able to bring this one all the way to the opposite gates, and now beyond gate 3, looking to break through gate number 4.
Gotta be careful with those tackles. Like Mace was doing, those dodges can sometimes rest you on the ground, and it takes a while to get back up. So that plays a part in giving away possession. France, they need to get the speed once they pick up the ball. Sometimes you're so focused on picking it up. When it's a loose ball, you want to gather that possession quickly, but you've got to be thinking about the next step. How can you generate momentum up from the top of these ramps? I've even seen players at some point on the ceiling just streaking, careening across the straights. That's what we need to see from France as they move to gate number 1.
That was a great bit of micro play, I believe, by Doigby, as he actually had skated forward towards gate 3 just to even begin this lap, and then went backwards, looked for an option, and then it was cut off. He had some good discipline by Team Germany. And Trillix, I've been seeing him do this now throughout this game. He's actually skating backwards down this straight. They break gate number 1 or leave it open option, and he'll skate all the way towards gate number 4 and see if he can chuck it all the way to the opposite end, kind of a Hail Mary pass. But something that France is really having happen to them, they're being stifled, they're being smothered, they're just unable to move an inch without a German player just right in their face.
It's the blocking. I mean, you think about tackles on defense and how you regain possession, but it's actually tackles on offense sometimes that can break you out and really get some space. Gotaga is going to find incredible amounts of success on this play if they can get the shot in. Is it going to be another lap? It just might be. You see all players on Germany surround that ring, but the shot never came.
Oh, man, he nearly lost his footing. Oh, and it banks off of one of the French players' butts. It fell right into the hands of Trillix and just boop, boop. It just ricocheted straight into the waiting arms. Oh, sub 2 minutes of play to go, and France, they needed that one. And I was starting to think maybe he'd brought that 5-pointer to life.
It was so close, but sometimes the butt or the hip can really come to success. Going back to those pocket talk history there of this roller derby pocket talk game. Gotta love using every part of your body to get in the mix. Right now, there's bodies on the floor as Germany gets significant space here. The goal will be opened up, and it's a lob. It's a loft. Trillix makes it look too easy.
And this is just a defensive miscue by France. This one was actually in position. I believe it was Gotaga that was trying to get aggressive against Trillix, but just couldn't quite make the read in time. So the disco lights will come up. LEDs will flare. My bell bottoms are feeling good, and so are the Germany players as they have a 2-goal lead. Sub 90 seconds to go.
I like the moment before the ball actually launches from these towers, because you get to see some of the uppercuts, you get to see some of the flexibility these players really try to gather that speed, and it's that speed that they need to transition into these moments of possession. Look at Dalukard picking that ball up from the outer wall. Trillix doing the same, and now they're blazing down the straightaway. They're already there in the net, but tackled, taken away. Akitio will pick up.
Take a knee to the face and then try to be able to turn that one around. Now Doigby, they actually are looking for an uphill battle. This is going to be Gotaga with a breakaway. Good positioning on that outside wall. Now for the turn away. You have 45 seconds. You have to get 2 goals. Will they play for 3 or they play for 2 individual possessions? It is a numbers game, and it's one that Gotaga has got to be able to win in this moment. He will self-pass up the wall. He's going to uppercut back to it. Oh, but he can't recover his own possession.
That is exactly the play you need. The mindset was there to gather the speed that was needed, but the precision and the ability to pick up that ball and uppercut your way to it just didn't make it. There's still a chance, though, as Gotaga gets past that first gate, and they may really need to make this possession a three-pointer.
Oh, but that's going to fall into open arms, and that's going to be Dalukard. Sub 10 seconds to go. Doigby. This will go into extra time as long as Team France is able to keep a hold of it. But Dalukard says, this one's mine. What'd you drop? Oh, it's this W that I get to have. Team Germany will be able to walk away with it 2-0 in our first game of the series.
You can see them celebrated. You can see they're pretty happy with the win there. Trilix says that unicorn-style helmet going on there. Look at that LED horn. You got to come into this with skill, but Shay, you also got to come in here with style.
And there was tons of style in that match there. I would say, much less goal-heavy than we saw previously. Is that typical of games like this, Pyro?
I've seen a significant amount of 1-0 games, and it's because of the physicality that you saw in this game. It was really ramped up. You can tell it's especially Germany's strategy, but you could see it from the French too, to just really convene on the ball holder. It's tough to pick up the ball in those scenarios, and even if you do, it's hard to get the speed to move around with it.
Yeah, they were very much just kind of stuck a few different times. And we got to see Gotaga. I'd called him out. I'd wanted him to really be a big playmaker, and he was. And just one little misstep, and they just kind of had that one fall away. It was the presence of mind to be that playmaker, and I love that for this team. Can we see more of that? Of course we can. We're going to begin game number 2 here in a moment, and I want to see France bring that attitude all over again.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are some standout moments for you there? And yeah, what are you expecting to see in this next game?
I want to see Gotaga score. I mean, well, we're in Paris, so why not? But I think that he has the ability to do so, but it's more about getting those team plays. I want to see these guys make the team launches. I want to see the boost. I want to see them be able to break away from Germany, who's just been all over them. If they can do that, they can find that separation.
Well, Gotaga, I hope you were listening. You have once here from the desk itself. It's time now to go into the second game. And once again, giving it over to you.
All right, very well. Could we see our first full best of 3? Could the Frenchmen bring this back around for their team? Will Gotaga do? As you foretold, Hail Monkey Man, this is the time to find out. I just think they need to get that velocity going. I like what you mentioned about the grappling. That's something we haven't seen a lot. You can actually grab the player that's in front of you and get a speed boost to go and accelerate. That could be the key.
Being able to elevate, get that speed, and not just have to do it all yourself. I'm putting a lot on Gotaga, but Doigby will be able to be there as well. He's able to make these plays. We go into Mexico Arena. This is one of my favorite arenas. They're all my favorite arena, but this one especially because look at the launch tubes. This one is just that much more special, and this could be a special place for Germany as well. Can they get 2 2-0s and force both France and UK to have to battle it out for who will be able to meet them in the championship, or will we go the distance? The launch finds its way into German hands.
France with a chance to get the first points in this competition. As a team that is not Germany, can they do it? They start out with possession, but as we saw in game 1, it's going to be stifled and surrendered at a moment's notice.
This early bowl is such a troll at times because you have to stroll right through. There's a lot of rhyming, but these guys are consistently working through traffic. You do see Gotaga right under the rim. He actually will make that catch. I think that was short of the rim, but good presence of mind to just start it in the first place. And as soon as he's trying to make that pass over to Doigby, who was in fantastic position, he is hit immediately by 2 players, but this does go back to France, and they're trying to start all over, but this is just tough in this straight.
So difficult. You even see moments where Doigby was trying to get that pass off, but if the tackle comes in that moment, it's going to be hard to get the speed on the magnetic pass. Everyone trying to support each other, but Dalukard from Germany is not afraid to go the other side of the stadium. Of course, it's quicker to get to that gate 2 if you go counterclockwise, but if you can get the space to really make your play, start to work up that speed, then maybe you'll just make it to gate 2, which they do.
Taking that tactic to be able to elongate this one and go to turn number 3 is so huge because it creates separation. There is a big separation from defense. Oh, but a big tackle! Gotaga hits him with a blind side. That'll be a big smack on that attack, so they will have to lack getting a opportunity on the offense. But Now more than a minute and a half into game number 2. We're still scoreless, and though France has been trying, they still haven't had elongated possessions at this moment, but look at this defense.
Yeah, 2 goaltenders there ready for France, but they don't need them. And look at that chuck from bowl to bowl. Talk about a Hail Mary. Gotaga says, give me that and more, but it's another magnetic pass that goes loose. Gotaga ready for the pickup, but he's tackled out of it.
This is a short little smack, as you do have 2 different kinds of dodges. You have a short one, then you have an extended tackle, as they're able to just kind of stay on their feet. Both, or the longer one, will take you off your feet. So about being able to make sure that you do not allow Germany to take advantage of open space. 4:45, Akitillo will be the one with the ball right now. We're stuck with goose eggs apiece. A good self-pass, Akitillo. Everyone fighting for this ball, but it's Doigby out of nowhere that's able to pick it up.
And he's going to dish that right out of there. Akitillo even sees space to where Gotaga can pick this up. And look at the speed being generated. But Germany, the off-the-ball play and their ability to careen down the straightaway is fantastic. They make almost a full lap, but you got to get that ball past the first gate if you want that goal to unlock.
So far, this arena has been unkind to anyone on these teams as they're trying to make these big turns, but realizing defense is the name of the game, they're trying to be able to make a charge throw. That will be a catch. No! It banks in just inside of the defender. Outside wall is kinder to Germany.
And you see the goalie trying to get up for this. It was centimeters away to success, but despair instead for
just moments of greatness that never really got to be pen to paper. It was more of a pencil on a napkin. It's a very neat idea, but you got to be able to really expand upon it as best they can. Now you see, actually, Germany is going to start billing more for time. They have to be able to get this one around into gate number 1, but every single second that's burned off the clock, this is coming at a premium, and it's France that's paying the bill.
Oh, and they're paying big, but maybe they'll finally get a reward to that. We do see one of our first speed boosts there. A great team play for Gotaga to get some space, get some speed, and it's rounded towards the first gate, but Alucard gonna pick it up before they can make anything of it. Doigby's magnetic pass over to Akitillo will go loose. It doesn't go through that first gate, but again, time to reset. Germany, I think they're gonna be happy with this transfer of possession again and again because it keeps them in the lead.
I love that they are just going end to end. This is keep away at its finest. You go to a family reunion, you always have that younger cousin, and then you just toss the ball over his head. That is what Germany is doing to France as a whole. They cannot keep up. Trillix, he's already in position. 2 defenders. He's got to work through this smack, but the attack is too big. It's Gotaga. He's been the French enforcer for their squad. He's getting big, he's getting strong, and making it tough for Germany to get a second goal.
Yeah, because there's ways to defend shots, right? You can defend the goal, or you can just defend the shot taker. That shot would have been on target had the goal actually been unlocked. But unfortunately, there's no way to force the ball through, so they'll have to go through the gates instead, which is exactly what Trillix is doing here. Speedy down the straightaway, has the open shot as well. Alucard up there for the pass. It's almost alley-ooped in, but he won't make it through, and the possession's denied.
I love that as soon as they recognize on Team France that Trillix is just sprinting to the other side of the bowl, they're like, hey, all right, let's play the numbers game. We need the bigger number than they to at least force that shot through traffic. So we'll post up around the ring, on top of it, in front of it, make it into a French sandwich, a big baguette with extra meat, extra cheese, and this one's tough to be able to consume, but still, Germany, minute 40 coming up. They have been having all the possession, and even with it taken away, it's been tough to be able to get these plays.
Oh, well, what a dodge there from Akitillo. A lot of players, when they're under all that pressure, they want to pass, get the ball away, but you can also dodge your way out of it. And Akitillo showing some slick maneuvers that unfortunately doesn't last long enough for them, but that pass to Alucard all the way up on the outer wall gives them the speed they need for maybe a little extra sauce. There goes the shot, but it goes wide, and possession does not get robbed. They're on a second lap now, Monkey.
Oh no, from the opposite side ball. This could be bad for France. They already down 1. This is a shot on target. It will just be underneath. Do they just turn around for 3? No, it's caught in translation and transition from Gotaga, but he's on a breakaway. We'll be able to break that gate number 1. No, gate 1 was not gained, so no extra speed, no extra breakaway. They only have 45 seconds left to keep the series alive.
That shot right there, that three-pointer could have been the game ender. How difficult would it have been for France to score 5? But now they only have to score 1. Can they regain possession? Akitio's waiting for Trillix to come around to that first gate, but no need to do it. Trillix instead out to Mace. This is the final gate for that goal to open again, but the magnetic pass goes wide. Dalagard looked like he was there, but it's given up, and now a final chance for France.
Akitio, he's got a waiting member of the team in Gotaga, and he's going to have to do this the long way. They got to do it the hard way. He's going to have to get around Trillix, the one-on-one. He's jumping, he's spinning, he's juking as best as he can, but he's now going to go one-on-one with Dalagard, the monster. They'll be tackled, and that'll be a takeaway. Mace, the ball keeper, that's what they call her for good reason. It'll be Germany 2-0 in this series.
There's the shouting, there's the excitement. Germany couldn't be happier with the result. Was it 1-0? Yeah, but guess what? It's good enough to get the big three-pointer again for a win. Germany win it in 2.
That was a fight. That's one of those we were just talking to you about, Ashay. That was a 1-0, and it's because possessions are tough to find, but when you find them, they are so pivotal, and that's a premium for victory.
It was definitely tricky. I have to say, my jaw was agape at that moment. I was like, 3 points right there, and then it missed. Could you walk us through that play and like what exactly happened there?
There's a chance to score more. There's a chance to really make that game your own at that point, but hey, even if it gets loose, there's still the opportunity to win it. I love the shadow defense that I saw as well from their team, and you can see how it paid off here as well on the scoreboard. There's Germany winning in a 2-0 sweep, and you can see those big goose eggs for France and UK. It's going to be really interesting to see who's going to be Germany in that grand final.
It almost feels like both the end results, 2-0s, sure, but for France, that's got to be a big hit because it was O's across the board for both their games. Even UK, they put up 3 in that fight in game number 2, so that's going to be something to really kind of look at how these offenses can get going.
We'll definitely take a look at how that ends up going for the UK after this little teaser, little stinger of all the plays that we just saw. Let's have a look. welcome back. If you were just tuning in, then welcome to the Clash of Champions. Because said, it's all popping off. It's all happening here. Our very next matchup is the UK versus France. Now, on the UK side, Ravs and Sips are the only ones to have scored goals.
That's right.
So what are we thinking kind of going up into this matchup?
Well, it's a bigger statement now for not really the UK, but the France team, right? Because they haven't gotten that goal scored yet. They haven't had that kind of breath and sigh of relief. Like, okay, we can score. We can put that ball through the donut. That's going to be where my focus is in this match, and just easing the tensions and getting that first point.
And what about your early look at this matchup, Mikey?
Well, I'm disappointed that Gotaga has let me down, but only just. I mean, that was a tough German team, so they're gonna maybe have a chance to face off against them earlier or later rather. And UK, they have a lot to bring to the table. I think that they're able to really utilize some of that offensive possession that they found late in game 2. You could tell that they had just gotten some of the rust, some of the velocity going and knocked off, and able to get Germany at least on notice of what they had. France, I think they have the speed. I think they have the playmaking capability. We just got to see some possessions.
And I do think this will be a sort of pivotal turn for both teams. I feel like, the Germans, they came in, they dominated like straight off the bat. So this might be for both teams potentially a nice, ego boost, help, bring them back. If they're feeling like slightly wounded, then, this could be the thing that, renews their energy. Is that a thing?
I believe so. I believe so. And as well, what better motivator than you're knocked out if you don't win? So I think there's a lot riding on. They may be wounded, but it's time to get up and come back stronger.
Incredible stuff. So let's hope that actually happens once again. Floor is all yours, boys.
Appreciate it, Shay. Oh, this is teed up to be a good one, Monkey, because just as we said, everything's on the line. You want to be in the grand finals? You want a piece of this beautiful trophy? You gotta win this game.
Yeah, this is go big or go home. This is the moment. I want to see a game 3. I want to see a game 1, of course, but I want to see this go the distance. And guess what? We go to Chichen Itza. This is going to be the Mayan temple. This is coveted. It is in gold because that's what you're fighting for. It's both this trophy, but it's also the end of a long journey. Season 0 wasn't for nothing. Season 1 is where it will all come to a head, and in fact has both these teams fighting to make a statement, especially early in this series where one must be made. We start with 7 minutes on the clock.
Chichen Itza, well known for its calendaring and rituals taking place by the Mayans. Will the newest ritual be a French win or a UK win? That is to be determined, and it does look like France were getting a piece of that ball first, but it may have gone astray.
Yeah, that one is one of those fun factors. I think one of the people from the crowd actually just kind of came through and took that ball. So we're going to have a nice little reset, and we're going to get that one going. So we come back to it. But game number 1 is going to be key. I want to see if we get some of that separation, because we saw it early. UK, when they were kind of making those plays together in that previous series, seems like they were really reliant on being nearby. Yeah. And I like that fast passing. I want to see if they can be able to make a breakaway.
Right, and for me, for the French, it's about getting momentum to make that breakaway. I mean, for either team, you saw Akitio at the top of the outer wall at the very beginning of the game, ready to get the ball as it comes out of the tower. I mean, that's the presence of mind. That's the positioning that's going to go into getting that momentum to make those breakaways.
It's positioning, it's possession, it's passing, it's playmaking. So you got to be able to make all those come together in one big thing, but also on the opposite end of possession is going to be pressure. So if they can out-pressure them, which we've seen happen quite often whenever UK was fighting against Germany, they would go in as a gaggle and be able to just kind of force that entire fight to be had. It's just consistent, and I like it, but you have to be able to exchange hands. And you were talking about some of the velocities, some of that breakaway when it comes to France. Gotaga wants to enable that. He's a creator. He's able to kind of really enliven his team. You saw the roar in the prelude. I think he's able to do that not just as a person, but also in his play.
It could be those explosive plays. It could be those extra laps that turn into a culminating success. I think maybe this is the series that we see that 5-pointer. We haven't seen it yet. I really want everyone to witness it. I've had the chance to do it myself playing in Roller Champions. There is no greater thrill in a video game, I'll say it right here, than scoring that 5-pointer and winning, especially when your opponents are beating you 4-0. It's just this exhilarating feeling, and if anyone's going to do it, it could be Gotaga.
Have you ever done it? Have you ever gotten a 9-pointer? Ever the coveted 9-pointer? That's where you're up by 4, and then you just want to make a statement, and you get 5 after that. And look, a 9-0 feels pretty good. It's kind of rude. So either way, we want to see them be able to at least get a point. That's that's a little bit of banter, but also a want for them to find each other in open space. So we extend end to end, and I think something that never can be understated is the mental game. When you get possession, you want to also say, all right, are we going counter? Are we going clock? How will we start off this offense? And you know what? We're going to start all over again and get to see if we see that same kind of verticality the last time around out of Team France. Maybe UK will be able to match it.
Seeing a whole lot of horizontal play. You'll see that as each skater goes across their respective straights and tries to lock down that tower. Where will the ball catapult from? There it is, off of the other end. The launch has occurred, and these players are launching their way to potential success and more possessions, and it's going to be begun by Gotaga.
Sips always in that responsible position to have to force that pressure onto each of these players. But Gotaga, he's being able to connect with the hip. They're trying to be able to get a team boost. That's an open net. Will they be able to get their first goal of this entire bracket? Yes, they do. Gotaga never leaves its hand until he's sure there's going to be a goal here in game 1.
This was needed so badly. Look at the slow motion as well, Gotaga. He's got the dodging, he's got the shooting. What does he not have in his arsenal? I'll tell you what he finally does have. A goal to his name. French team finally stamped their foot on the ground and say, we're here to play.
I'll tell you what it doesn't have. He didn't have a defender behind that net. So that was able to make a great statement off of that throw. And it's Akitio here with the French that are able to start this one early. Gotaga's on an option, and Doigby, who's looking to elevate, and that's going to be one beyond that gate number 2. And then it's just kind of a 1-to-1. They keep going right ahead of it. Good rotation. This is a free ball. Bradley's got to get over to it. It's just bouncing loose. Will they go around the rim? Are they looking for a second goal? Seems they're posturing for point number 3.
Well, they see that space ahead of them, and they say, why not? We have the lead. Once you get that first point, it gives you that leeway to really run around. But boy, is it risky. There it is, robbed of a good attempt of a shot as the UK look to possess again.
Nice little slide tackle to keep anyone from being able to pick it up and maybe start charging the other direction. Both Ravsey and Sips, they are color coordinated in their outfits and trying to say, hey, you know what? We're here to just keep you from starting anything anew. So 90 seconds now into game number 1. France did get their first goal. We'll be able to see any kind of the separation for passing for the side of the UK. Not to be had yet as Doigby goes for the intercept. And this one is just tackle zone. This is ball patrol, but we got to come up with a new name just for the straightaways, because it is just a fist fight whenever these possessions are under duress.
It certainly is. You were talking about a boxing match earlier. That's the best I can think of at this point. But things are really getting loose here as France actually get a ton of space here and open net. They've got to go for this point, and surely they do. They went for the second lap the last time, but this time they'll settle for another 1-pointer.
You know what made this key? Not just the fact that they were in good positioning, because even Gotaga was there, and then Doigby was able to make this shot, and it was a free net. All that extra physical presence that was happening on the opposite straightaway between 2 and 3 was able to lock everyone in. They weren't able to separate, and that's what was able to cue up the defender being late to being able to get that save.
We talked about the excessive tackling, the physicality sometimes, and I feel like this happened for the UK defense. They got caught up in that. They said, okay, we need this ball, we need to get the tackle, and then you forget the goal might become wide open. Well, guess what? They can win this with another lap. If they find a second lap, if they get past these next 2 gates, if they get the next shot, they could win game number 1. It's a handoff to Gotaga. He looks at an open net, and it beans off of the rim. Are you kidding me? Still a loose ball that France can make their own.
Oh man, and Akitio, he realizes it's a one-on-one via Sips. It's a 3-on-1. He's gonna take him all. Oh, and he waits for the timing. What a toss! Able to get it right over Sips as he comes down. What's coming down is UK's hopes as France is rising to the top.
See, to me, this is Gotaga just wanting to be a team player, okay? Like, why score all the goals when you can get Akitio involved as well? It's going to be team success here as finally France find their footing.
They find it in a big 5-0 right there, too. This isn't one that went to the final second. This is one that was done in regulation, and they were able to make it off of 3 big throws. The defense of the UK, they're going to have to be able to recoup, recover, and get back to the rink in a big way. And, you know, Shay, a local, non-biased UK member on the desk, how you feel about your team?
You know, I like to root for the underdogs, and in this case, it happens to be the UK team. I think they've got it in them. You know, they're just taking a second to get warmed up. It's all good. You know, I was thinking as I was watching that all kind of play out, I was like, wow, France is sort of playing it safer. You know, is that a strategy to, you know, play it safer with those 1-point scores to begin with, and then sort of go for the bigger one? That was a surprise at the end.
It is when you get that first goal in. Then you have the leeway. Then you have the space to go for those bigger plays. Of course, the second avenue there, they had a wide open rim. And it's hard not to take the shot at that point. But if you're contested and you're up by 1, heck yeah, go for that second lap.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Why not? And so you mentioned, you know, the UK kind of upping their defense. What else can they do kind of going into the second game?
They focus a lot on the physical presence, a lot of extra tackling. And I know that they're doing that to fight, to be able to get the ball in their hands. And I think, well, everyone's kind of doing that. They're able to just kind of go and grab at possession. But that really did take away from their ability to go from end to end of the rink. You're not able to keep yourself disciplined, and thus you're getting caught on the opposite end. There's a big wall in your way, that interior wall. It's you can't quite fight your way through it, though the ball somehow did on the first go around. This time around, it's going to be you rotating from bowl to bowl. Separation is key. I like the physical play. You just got to be able to keep it even keel.
Less on the physical. We got it. Hopefully, Team UK, they're listening. Once again, I'm handing it over to you.
All right, well, let's get into a game number 2. This is our chance, our best chance to see a full best of 3. Of course, the grand finals will be best of 5, so we'll get all kinds of opportunity to get messy there. But UK, if they want to bring this to 3, first, they need to score a point.
That is true. And France has got to feel good that they got their points in their back pocket. But we go back over to Brooklyn. And if there's anywhere that UK has been able to see at least a bit of success on their scoring side, it was here the first time round. They're only able to gain 1 point that last time. But this is France. It's a new beast. It's a new type of obstacle to overcome. And so I just want to see UK bring the fight to them. I want to see us in game 3. But you know what? France is trying to finish it off in a hurry if they're able. Let's count it down. Let's get in the rink.
Game number 2 here, and if you're looking for a player to watch, personally, I'm checking out Sips. He took the role as the clutcher, the one to make the play when everything is on the line. So for the UK, if anyone's going to do it, for me, it's Sips.
I mean, if it's not Sips, I don't know exactly who. It's got to be a wombo combo, both of Ravzi and Malboba, but this one's going to be Old Doigby, I believe, as he's able to make a nice toss, and that one goes right in the underside of the loop. Look at this dodge, be able to get into that straightaway.
This is what happens when a team finds their rhythm. The confidence is exuding. Do you see how quickly they made it around that first lap? They didn't even hesitate. They didn't even think about a second lap. They're like, we're going to score, and we know we will. A team that finds their rhythm is the toughest to beat.
A team that finds their rhythm can be able to dance way better than I ever could, and these guys already have a great bit of rhythm in their dancing shoes in this groovy season number 1, as they've been able to make a good possession here. But again, early turns, and maybe I want to see UK break this gate. Let's go to gate number 3. Quit trying to turn early to make this one the quickest path, but maybe they got a little bit of extra speed in their back pocket for right now. It's just a steal every single time anyone looks to gate number 2.
Couldn't agree more. And the thing that France are doing really well as well is the shadow defense. They're not tackling immediately as soon as they see a ball keeper. No, they're following their path ahead of them, saying, go ahead, try to dodge me, or dodge this shot that might be coming in. Doiby's going to take it, and here we go on lap 2.
Oh, man, already setting up for 4 points. Ramsey, though, is in position. It's going to be Ramsey and Sips. Can they be able to make this timing work? It's a back pass. It goes over. They get baited, and they will be traded for a 3-pointer. It's less than 90 seconds into game number 2, and France is dominating.
If you've never seen a pump fake in Roller Champions, you have now. There was the shot percolating. The charge throw was being charged, but they canceled it with a dodge, passed it on the other end for the free look.
And this is going to be a launch out from turn 1 into the bowl, and UK very quickly are in a hole. Got to be able to find this one in a hurry. You already see how they're postured up, and this could be a 5-minute game of keep away, but it also could be just a 1-goal play from France to get themselves versus Germany all over again. This is go big, go home. Win this series, you're in the championship. Lose, and you're going to have to watch from the bleachers.
You know that France wants another take at Germany in the grand finals. They could do that. They could seal the deal here with this one shot. There it goes. Denied, though. Stolen and robbed away from Ravs.
Oh, man. He's able to pick it up again, and that was Gotaga going for glory, trying to roll up for glory. That looked like a heat seeker shot as he had at least two, actually, of his teammates on the opposite end. But this is now a breakaway. You have Doiby on the opposite side. He's already in a good pump position. He's on the high side tower. Doiby looking to navigate through traffic. In fact, goes right in front of Sips. They have to just break this gate. This could be the game ender. They give it over to Gotaga. He's got glory in sights. He's right underneath the rim. Everyone's they're jumping for it, and they're able to jump for joy. But it will be France that's jumping in. Another 5-0. They take this series 2-0.
Does Gotaga get style points for that goal as well? I mean, that was smooth coming across the other side of the ring and taking it to the goal. That's the way to do it. It was from the beginning that I was asking for style points, Shay, and I couldn't ask for better.
Couldn't ask for better, especially because it's how we ended. Such a high note to end on. Should we take a look-see at our rankings leaderboard? See how it's looking at the minute.
It's looking like France had 5 O's.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Across the board. So they clearly just needed a second to, warm up, but it works. Whatever happened, whatever pep talks they did, France managed to pull it back. So they are sitting now second on our leaderboard. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking second is good enough for that grand final now. You have it set before you, folks. It was all about the points. It was all about how much you could accrue in this round robin setting. France and Germany are the ones to do it. And sadly, we have to say goodbye to our incredible UK team. They were the only ones to really challenge Germany at the beginning. You've got to give them credit where it's due. They put up the fight that we could ask for.
Yeah, they didn't they didn't just take it lying down. It all happened. They put up a fight. It was good. My team, I'm trying not to break down into tears right now, but they did what they could, and I hope everything's okay with our team. Maybe they're still fighting off whatever happened behind the scenes. Who knows? But yeah, good luck to them, and more importantly, good luck to Team France and Team Germany going into our best of 5 final. Before we jump into all of that action, though, I have a couple of things. We've got another set of replays for you, and we also have an interview coming up. But right now, let's take a look at those replays to begin with.
the champions, power we never imagined. We know we are champions. Champions. In the arena, we're putting on a show. You better believe it. We're gonna take it home. Got your heart racing, keep you on your toes. We are the champions. We feel it in our bones. Can you hear them roar? The energy shakes the floor. We're not on our own, champions. You'll never catch us. Only together we're champions. Power we never imagined. We know we are champions. 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 I turn it up another notch. I rock it loud and make it hot. I spike the punch and make it pop. Living my best life. Living my best life. Do what I feel like. Living my best life.
Hello there and welcome back to the Clash of Champions. It's all happened. We finally have our two finalists heading into the best of five. That is Team France and Team Germany. You know, they put up a good fight and I'm excited to see how that will pan out. Before we get into all of that action though, I'm really excited to bring on a guest because we have Stefan, who worked to help bring Roller Champions to life, zooming in, I believe, from Montreal. That's where we'll be chatting to him. Pick his brains about the game and Roller Champions. Hello, Stefan. How's it going?
Hello! I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much. So the game launched in late May, the 25th of May. You know, we've seen it change a lot. What are some of the main changes compared to the closed beta?
There's a bunch of changes that we've made since we were in live phases. Roller Champions has changed dramatically. It is going to keep changing. I mean, Disco Fever has brought on a lot of changes as well. It was the first time that we introduced a theme to Roller Champions, something that we're going to do in the future as well. So that's really neat. But at the core of it, I mean, the objective of the team has always remained the same, to make a competitive game, an exciting game, something that will always bring fun to our players, and it's never a done deal task. It's something that we need to keep working on, and the team has been hard at work since the launch to keep doing that, keep making sure that we bring a fair experience, a great sport for them to discover and have fun on. And I hope a lot of people actually discovered Roller Champions thanks to Clash of Champions, because it's been a really great event so far.
Yeah, I really hope that people take advantage of the fact that, it's this kind of free experience. Speaking of, could you tell us a bit about the friend referral program?
The friend referral program is a pretty neat way for you. If you jump into Roller Champions for the first time, you discover it, you find that it is to your liking, and you would like to get some friends on board. I mean, we are a team PvP sports game at the core, and so it's more fun to play Roller Champions if you play with friends. If you go to our website, you can register right there, and you can invite friends through the friend referral program, so that you will get rewards for yourself, and you'll also get rewards for the people that you invite after they start playing the game.
So zooming out just a little bit, you sort of touched on the team PvP element there. How important is individual skills versus like team play?
It's extremely important to have a team in Roller Champions. A very great player, if he or she is with other players that are not on the same page, are not coordinating, are not communicating, it's not going to go well for them. We've seen it in the past when there's one player that ball hogs a lot and doesn't necessarily pass the ball, doesn't necessarily collaborate with their teammate, it can go pretty bad pretty quickly, and it's a frustrating experience for everyone. So really, I cannot stress enough how important it is to coordinate and to play as a team in Roller Champions. It's a big part of the depth of the game. I think that the normal kind of flow for a player, a new player to Roller Champions, is to go in and start to discover all of the things that they can do as an individual player. But once they really start to get that team aspect in, they can see how placement is important, how strategy is important, how you attack and how you defend in Roller Champions has a lot to do with how well you communicate with your team. We've seen it during Clash of Champions. I mean, there's been some very legendary passes going along, and these are the best moments, really, because there are also moments that you share with your team. I think anybody that's really interested in a team PvP experience can attest to that. When you have that winning moment, and it's not just a one-person job, it's a three-member job, it becomes so much greater to celebrate a victory as a team than it is as a solo player.
Well, I hope all the newbies and veterans alike who are jumping into Roller Champions have paid attention to that very, very important part. So, you know, throughout the show, we've had the Season 1 trailer drop. We've been kind of boogieing down to the Disco Fever theme. I can see the guys dancing to my left. How long will Season 1 last for?
Season 1 will last for now 40-something days. I have the countdown. I don't have it in mind right away, but you can see it in the main menu itself, top left corner, because we are telling you how much time you have to fulfill your roller pass, which has been completely revamped with more tiers this time around. And we hope that players are going to enjoy everything that Disco Fever has to offer. For one thing, during Clash of Champions, I mean, Arena 8 is right now available. It's a time-limited mode, so if players have not tried Arena 8 or if they're new to the game, they can look forward to that. It's going to run through the entire week until the end of the week, so they still have the weekend as well to experience it. And it's just the first little snippet of exotic modes that we have planned for Roller Champions. There are some surprises that will come in the skate park at a little later date. So yeah, we're super excited for Disco Fever.
Oh, that was some inside info there. So I hope everyone was taking note down in the chat. So I want to take it back to the beginning very quickly. You know, how did the idea of Roller Champions come to be? You know, what was the sort of initial pitch idea?
It's impossible to talk about the start of Roller Champions without mentioning our creative director, Gauthier Malou, which is the one who came up with a lot of this crazy idea. His objective from the get-go, and it's an objective that to this day I feel like the team has kept on executing the same vision, was to create a modern sport, a modern gladiator sport that was non-violent. So there's a lot of sources of inspiration for Roller Champions. There's, of course, the Rollerball movie. There are a lot of sports that came into the inspiration for Roller Champions to create this very new and very modern experience. But at the core of it, it was the idea to create a spectacle sport. The idea was really to make a game that was as readable as a viewer as it was fun as a player to play. And a lot of the design of Roller Champions actually gets inspired by that very objective. The way that the rink itself reacts when the lights are lighting up, when you can, from an exterior point of view, understand that the players are kind of chasing these lights, that they're trying to fill the neon in order to open the goal, in order to score some goals. The way that for a moment when you're the ball carrier, you become the spotlight. Everybody is looking at you, and all of the elements kind of focus on the ball carrier. There are a bunch of these details that actually really reflect Roller Champions as a spectacle sport, and I feel like we're going to keep going in that direction as we move forward with Roller Champions to make it a more and more readable experience, because it's also part of the amazement of sports. When you see hockey for the first time, when you see tennis for the first time, or soccer for the first time, you can already start to grasp what are the rules, what are the different things that our players are doing, and you don't necessarily need to understand everything about it to start in being fascinated by it when you're a kid and you want to actually get to jump in a rink, an arena, or whatever, and actually get to try it yourself. There's a lot about Roller Champions that comes to this effect, to this objective, and it's just a matter of good design, I would say that it's a free-to-play, it's accessible, it's approachable, people can have fun with it right away. It's not hungry on your disk drive, so if you're, discovering Roller Champions for the first time now, give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, with this like incredible scope that you have for the game, it sounds amazing. And also, I just wanted to ask, with all that scope, how big is the Roller Champions team?
The Roller Champions team was tiny at first and is now a small team. We make up in passion what we lack in numbers, I would say, and that has been true ever more since we launched the game. Since May 25th, I mean, the team has been working extremely hard to make sure that we listen to what's going on, what works well, what doesn't work well. We are trying our very best to make sure that we offer the best experience out there. And they've been absolutely dedicated to offer that experience. I would say like there's no other team quite like Roller Champions.
I would say that for sure. I mean, I can feel the passion for here, and I'm sure the guys here would agree as well. I just want to thank you, Stefan, so much for your time, so much for your insight, and yeah, congratulations on the Roller Champions. It's incredible.
Thank you. I'm going to look at that final.
Yes, please do. Thank you so much. See you later.
Cheers.
I mean, I love talking to devs. Like, the passion just like emanates through the screen.
Yes.
A great guy, so smart as well. Wonderful stuff.
And the fact that he mentioned they're such a small team, but the amount of output in this game right now. They have a new limited time mode every weekend. They have all these roller passes coming out, all these different platforms that you can get on the game. I'm using that friend referral code that he talked about as well, so I can get all those extra upgrades. The depth of the game, I mean, I'm amazed. I can see where the passion comes from.
Exactly. And yeah, so excited to see where it ends up. Isn't that right, Monkey?
Yeah, and he just reminded me I only have 40 days to get through 60 tiers, which is really cool because when you go through the roller pass, you can actually be able to get the amount of wheels to start the next roller pass. So when 40 days comes up, you're able to go all over again. You can get back to rolling.
I mean, good luck trying to cram that into 40 days.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's going to be a mission. Incredible stuff. Right. Now, let's take a look at our final matchup. Going into our final best of 5, we have France versus Germany. Okay. Is this the best of 5 matchup you would have predicted, Pyro?
Oh boy, it's difficult to predict where this competition was going to go, right? Because you got top streamers from everywhere, but I will say it was pretty easy to predict Germany in this situation. I mean, they were the team to come out the gate hot and start scoring immediately. I think arguably they're the top contenders here, and France actually were shut out in their occurrences against them, so they've got a tall mountain to climb.
Absolutely. And what are you thinking about this matchup, Monkey?
I'm thinking that France, having learned how to score in their game against UK, and because of that shutout, now you've broken the ice. You're able to really take lessons learned and turn it into more. And just like you said, I mean, Team Germany, they were dominant from the get-go, from the word go, from the moment the clock started to tick down time. They said, time is ours. We are the masters of this rink right now. And I think that they're going to be using all that momentum to really be dominant going into this championship bout.
I would certainly agree. Right, let's refresh our memories and take a look at our team, starting with Team France. Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about comebacks. France, yeah, they did their thing. They certainly, I'm not going to lie, I counted them out. I was still working on my bias there. I was, rooting for Team UK, but they really did, they made it work. They pulled off some really, really cool plays. And yeah, what else are you sort of looking forward to seeing from Team France, Monkey?
I mean, Team France, they're led by the tip of the spear, which is Gotaga. He's consistently able to be that variable of change, but you got to be able to work with your supporting cast, and I believe that they have exactly that when it comes to their lineup. Doigby is going to be huge. Akitio has the patience to be able to handle the passion, I want to call it, that comes out of Gotaga's corner. You got to hear the roar one more time, and I'm pretty sure that was happening and will be happening a couple different times when they can score on Germany, and I think they're going to try and score very, very fast. Exactly what they did, against Team UK.
I know, it's fine. The reminder, it's fine. We do need a memory refresh. Speaking of, let's take a look at Team Germany. So Team Germany there shoots across the board. I mean, everything to say about Germany we've kind of touched on already, but what are you most looking forward to from Team Germany going into the best of 5?
I'm checking out that dynamic duo of Trilix and Dalucard. I got on my score sheet 5 from Trilix, 4 from Dalucard, and we cannot forget about the very first match where we saw the alley-oop. Dalucard always hanging around that ring, ready to catch a pass just to shake off the goalkeepers and take it in himself. We're looking for creativity, looking for swagger, and this is the team to do it. I will say, France is coming into this with a lot of momentum, though. We saw those 5-0s in their previous match against the UK. Sure, they weren't able to score against Germany, but this is a very momentum-based game. It helps the mental, helps your skills, and could propel France to success.
Yeah, do you think that, Team Germany might stop that momentum in its tracks? Or, what are you thinking?
Ooh, it's a marathon. Once you've made it out of the best of 3, best of 5 feels like forever. And so some of that momentum could get lost in the sauce. We go into this game hoping that they're able to take lessons learned, really build upon them, make some better passes, and maybe just get physical. I mean, I'm going to consistently say, Gotaga, where are you? And he's going to be right there. He's the biggest guy of that team, and he's going to be pressuring the likes of Germany to get around them. I think that momentum will last at least in this first game, but it's up to Germany to really define the tone and the pace that we play.
Amazing stuff. Well, let's see if it will all come to fruition. Once again, I'm leaving the reins in your capable hands. You've done a great job so far. So.
Sounds like we're getting 5 stars so far from Shay. I'll take it at least 4. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take at least 4 games in this best of 5 as well. It's been Sweep City 2-0 here, 2-0 there. Let's get some games under our belt here, Monkey. What do you think?
I'm thinking France is ready to bring it to the table. Germany, they've been given that extra time, war room time, to observe the film, see it live, see who they want to shut down, and that's going to be a big key to victory. You're given a lot of extra moments to really analyze, all right, who is their playmaker? We've assigned them roles. We've seen the tape. We've seen the training journey that came through season 0. And if you're going to zero in on one single player, especially on the Germany side that France wants to be able to get rid of, I think Dalucard is that leader that they want to shut down.
It's the player that they're looking to pass to make those final plays as well. We're in a situation where France has kind of seen their cards. Germany, they've shown their cards. They've seen how they actually create success, and it's those cheeky passing plays around the ring. But now they know. Now they can prepare, and now the goalkeepers can not try to tackle around the ring, but tackle above it as well. If they can cut out those star-studded plays, maybe that creates space for them to make their own.
And Akitio, he had kind of put some flash in the pan of some of that too, so that could be a mirror matchup. We got to see him really kind of go as vertical as possible. The key passing is whenever your teammate is as high as possible. They make the toss of the rock, and then you're able to rock and roll straight out of the ball. And look, I love rhyming. That's exactly what these guys, it's rhyming, it's timing, and these guys are able to move as fast as possible to make this competition in their hands. But not to be forgotten is the handoff, the possession. We cannot leave Mace behind. They were able to make great plays and just keep that rock in hand.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's what we heard from the developer himself. He said that it is about the team composition. How can you work as a unit rather than a solo player? You talk about momentum. And one thing very, very strategic that I've seen from Team Germany that I'll be looking for is the way they work around the rink clockwise. It's very different. Most people, they want to move from gate 1 to gate 2, and you've got to go around that bowl troll, that bowl patrol, whatever you want to call it. It's messy out there, and there's a lot of tackling, so you can take it long ways. Do you think Germany go that route again?
I think they do. I think that they are able to play a very patient game because once they start really dissecting their opponents, they give themselves plenty of time to do so, and they get people in position to be able to make those long throws. We saw, I think they were the only team of all three. They were doing roller passes all the way down the rink. They were doing around the rim. We, in fact, almost saw a shot out of them in that opposite side bowl. They're like, hey, is this Plinko? Is this pinball? We'll be able to put that one into the bonus slot. They were able to make those kinds of plays work. And so we get to see them really make that rotation. I think they'll be consistently doing that. But a little bit of Pavlovian conditioning. Have they done that more often? And France could be expecting that. Maybe they'll go the other direction.
Could be. I like the arcade style situation there. A little skee ball just to roll it on. Hey, that speaks to the variety of the game, though. The creativity that Germany have been able to do. There's 3 types of passes. Magnetic passing if the teammate is within 30 meters of you. A charge throw or a roll ball. There's 5 types of tackles. 2 from the ground, 2 from the air, or an uppercut. Smaller hitbox, but does a lot of damage. That's what we've seen out of Germany, and that's what we might need to see out of France as well. Any kind of creativity you're looking for as I think we finally jump into this grand final, Monkey?
Look, I'm wanting a roundhouse, uppercut, 360, no scope, downtown, 0.3, all the way to the loop. I want it to look cool. I want some pizzazz. We got game 1 of this best of 5. Will it be done in a sweep? We surely hope not, but maybe the dominant performance from one of these teams will be flash in the pan. A lot of substance to be seen. 7 minutes on the clock. Let's go to Brooklyn. Let's get this started.
All eyes on France now. That orange team, they were shut out in their last match against Germany. There's a need for them to set the tone. There's a need for them to land some tackles, gather possession, and not be out of it from the onset.
Trilix is already looking for an outlet. It's going to be over to Mace, who is looking maybe for a team effort, but this one's going to be a bowler. Brett, over 3 members of Team Germany all in one spot. As Gotaga will be able to get there in time. It actually goes over the top rim and then ultimately will fall into the hands of Akitio. That one just a little bit off target.
Very fortuitous for France. And the key there is they had goaltenders ready. So to send the shot high was a necessary feat for Germany. Sometimes it's not easy to hit those shots from long range. They'll have to make another roundabout. And well, this is where I wanted to see Germany go the other way around, but still they find that lane to get to gate 2.
Something that has been showing up since their second series is how many times they want a back pass. They are so willing to invite that danger as it comes up into their lane and then feed the rock backwards, see if they'll be able to get around them just by a little bit of that versatility. But this gate number 1 positioning beyond the rim of the net to be able to get that velocity has turned into a possession. Akitio's got an open net. Do they take the shot? Dalocard with the stop.
And there wasn't the patience from France to wait, go to the other side, dip off the pass. So stressful to get that first goal in, and Dalocard's made much more of this moment. He's going to turn it into a goal from save to goal in 0-3.
The Orange Lightning might as well make that the new nickname of Dalocard. Look at him. He's already charging the shot from beyond the 4th gate. He is putting that one directly on target. It's center net, and that will put a big 1 on the side of Germany. The team in blue right now looking really good.
I just love how much time we've taken to speak on team composition, the cohesion, the coordination, the passing plays. Dalocard just took that the whole lap and went straight through the rink. I mean, hey, why not? If you can pull it off, then go for it. We did at least say that Dalocard was a player to watch out for.
And if there's anything, a statement to be made, that's still a team play because we talk about the mental game. Everyone's mental's reset in a positive light. Oh, Trilix, he's stuck underneath the rim. And in fact, there's going to be a shot underneath the rim. The ball, the possession, the players, they're all underneath the goal. Could not find themselves in a more fortuitous presence in front of it. And now this is a big toss to reset it. But it will be found again to Team France, a trade of hands and a trade of possession.
Yeah, we've credited Ocotillo for their patience. That was a little too much in that situation. The shot raining right under that ring. That's like when, hell, I try to go up for a dunk and I hit the underside of the rim because I realize I am not equipped to handle that. Is Germany equipped to handle a shot here? That's the fourth gate. That's a big shot. That's denied Gotaga, the defender.
Oh, man, he's not 5'8" in a dream. He is making that scheme work, and that is going to be able to give the chance over to France to come back and make this play happen. But it actually will move over to Germany. We're in a little bit of a 6-player adventure here inside the first bowl, but good positioning right now by Dalucard, who we will consistently be talking about. And Ocotillo, just gets in the way. That was a good manual pass, but he's able to make a good read.
I think France are finally starting to stifle what Germany are creating, because that was a really panicked pass there from Dalucard, which is rare to see. It's clear that they're feeling the pressure of this grand finals. They're seeing a different team, France, one that has momentum, confidence, and enough vigor to turn this around. They just need one more gate. They'll have the net open. But it goes the other side into the bowl, and Mace will recover.
Mace is in a great position, both defensively, and of course, if the ball just kind of falls its way into a loose quarter, then all right, she'll go and pick it up, make this one into a full reset. And so France, again, is a fist fight to be able to reset this one all over. Trillix, a bit of a nice move. Nice dodge, a couple of them. It's Ocotillo. It's in a 1-on-3 because they have Dalucard again in great positioning. Goes high side on that outside wall. Already setting up for the charge shot. He's trying to bank it. Oh, it comes on the outside rim.
That's about as close as you get to a shot going in. I love the usage of the outer wall, almost as a backboard. We'll keep those comparisons to basketball as we keep on going, but the rock is going to sling its way to the other side of this straight. And what an air dive tackle there from France to try and recover. Ocotillo splitting his way, careening through. The skies gliding, if you will, for some of these tackles.
Oh, man. These tackles are going to be so key, and maybe in our highlight reel thereafter. Trillix is already looking to be able to get him a pass over. It's going to go over to Mace, who is trying to be able to hand it off. They're on their back. Will they be taking advantage of? Oh, it's a fake out. It's 2 points, baby. That's going to be Germany with another one on the board.
They round that quicker than you can say goal. Otherwise, it is a point for Germany, and you can tell they'll take it any way that they can. It's these solo efforts. I mean, every time one of these German players gets space, they really take it for what they can.
That was solo in terms of the pass to the playoff, but ultimately that was a fake out because Mace went down. They had the ball, and then they had the presence of mind, the good read to give it to someone that has an opportunity within that 30-meter distance, and all of a sudden France is in a do-or-die situation here in just game number 1. A good pass off over to Gotaga as this one will go over to Ocotillo. He's got Doigby on the high side wall. Will they take an early shot here, or will they be looking for 3 points?
I think they want the lead as time is ticking down, and so you see 2 goaltenders there for Germany, but France will pay no mind. That's 3 gates. Let's make it 4 for Gotaga. Could be the leading shot here. It's gonna be in! France get their first lead in this grand finals and their first lead ever against Germany.
Oh man, their first points against Germany. This one's got to feel good. You force Germany defenders to look at you, recognize that you're the enforcer on your own side, and you could be vying for a 5-point turn. Guess what? Come right back, get 3 points, and all of a sudden, all the wind is out of Germany's sails.
Why do I feel like those sails are going to get a huge tailwind right now? They are moving, grooving, and stewing about trying to get that one goal that will tie things up. Maybe we see our first overtime today. It is Trillix with that back pass you were talking about, Monkey, but that magnetic pass will go wide.
It does go high. That one had a lot of extra movement behind it. That ball just kept moving off the mag pass as that one will get redirected. Sub 1 minute to go. Acatillo and company trying to be able to move down this straightaway. Maybe looking for a bowler. They do actually end up with back in their hands. The defense is there. It's Trillix. He caught it just as it went through the loop. Able to keep this one from being a doubled-up lead.
I need an instant replay on that. I thought Trillix was on the other side of the ring, but no, the hand must have been through just to catch it before the goal is scored. And it would have been a huge play for them, but Germany, they need that tying point here very soon. They will pick up possession here. Trillix looking to accompany another player as soon as they get tackled. Dalucard able to dish as well. Mace, once the U-shape turns around here just to gain a little momentum, but it goes awry. Gotaga, who scored that three-pointer to give them the lead. Gotaga, the one to throw it away and give up possession back to Trillix for a last chance.
He thought that just had to get it away from everyone was enough. But this is a moment. This is overtime, as we do see Gotaga trying to be able to put pressure on. If one single player from Germany is able to get it, then it's going to be done. We break gate number one, and somehow is able to bounce over to the waiting arms of Dalucard. Mace over to the Trillix. He's got an open straight. Will they be able to put everyone back onto defense? That's a long throw to Dalucard. Will they have enough momentum? The tackles are coming through. Gotaga goes to the ground. They've got an option, but Gotaga with the intercept is able to bring it home, and it will be France taking game number one.
Is your heart palpitating? Because mine is. That was the longest last chance that I think I will ever survive. The possession came all the way to the last gate, but it came down to that interception. Shay, could we ask for a better game one?
I mean, the emotions. I didn't think I was ready for this. I was like, okay, I have a pretty good idea of where this is going, what the vibe is, but my God, my tiny little heart can't handle this so much, so many plays. Please walk us through it, make some sense of it for our audience, Monkey.
Oh man, this one started quick. It honestly was a grinder from Germany. They looked in control. If I was a fan out there in the Twitch chat or wherever, this looks like a team that was in control, but a breakout play. Truly, Gotaga able to extend this and then just find that moment and decision making to go for the three-pointer and put Germany in a bind. That is such a flip of the script from what we got to see before in group stage play.
And, you know, this is the momentum that we were talking about. This is it. We're seeing it in action. Like, give us the rundown, Pyro.
Momentum didn't just turn into a win for France. It turned into boldness. When you make that decision to go the second lap, not just to bring the scoreline tighter, but to take the lead. Their first lead against Germany as well, that's boldness. They found the rhythm and they're running with it. France, what a better way could you ask for to get this win? But it is a long best of five still in this grand final.
That is true. We still have a lot to come. So, you know, maybe not make up your minds too soon. I certainly have had my mind changed, so that's always good. It's time now for me to hand it back over to you guys, and I'll be watching here, biting my nails.
Well, we've been doing twists and turns and jumps and go-arounds while we haven't been on camera casting. Roller Champions, it brings out the best in us, and it also tests us in so many ways, Hale. We're still standing, though.
It's testing my cardio. I'm over here doing squats, trying to be able to just keep up. These guys are doing the actual dunks and plays out there, and we're over here both grooving and doing dance moves, as well as slamming the desk in excitement. Well, guess what? We get to be excited about going back to one of our newest maps. It's Venice Beach. We go in hot, and it's France that's feeling just as hot as they had just gotten game number one off Germany. Can Germany respond?
Couldn't ask for a hotter location than Venice Beach. Look at that stadium fully packed. I love what our developer talked about. It's such a spectacle of a sport, and you just gotta come out for the show. Game number 2 of the best of 5 grand finals with France in the lead 1-0 and with the possession.
I love this crowd. It's either white or it's red. It's a white on one side and a red on the other, and they're trying to be able to cheer for both these squads that will take all this heat, bring it to the boards, and bring them more. And key passing was huge, and not just the passing, but able to make the reads on the passes. That's going to happen a lot of this game, and again, every single shot opportunity is coming at a premium, and it's coming in the way right now of Doiby with the intercept.
It's the read on the passes that you mentioned that's just so key to the defense of France right now. Think back to the first match of this event where Germany had 80% of the possession. That's because France couldn't get in the lane. But now they've discovered different ways to intercept, to really disrupt the offense of Germany. Are they going to be able to do it on this possession, though? A mag pass does go wide and away, and yeah, they will steal it.
A little bit of a double tap stall as they really just kind of were getting that ball moved around into the bowl, but it will be lost. Now outside the first minute of play, both teams have had a chance and a choice to make, and one to be able to just go clockwise or counter. This counter motion by Trillix, he actually finds the ground, but it's a wanted fake out to get it over into Mace's hands. Doigby gets both the tackle and the ball and a chance to hand it back to Akitio.
Wonder if one of these rollers will roll out to that ramp that you see on the outside as well. You've got a little bit of training ground here. Maybe some fans are involved in it as well, but they better pay attention because Germany is working up something rather interesting here. It's 3 Kates, but rounding the bend is France for a big tackle.
Some of those fans are trying to do like a 360 no scope off of the half pipe over there to see if they can do a super McTwist 920, and these guys on the inside are gaining more velocity than I think the human body can actually resist. Dalukard has to get it around Gotaga, and Gotaga again. He's just so big and in the way, and he's able to make sure that you do not forget he's here to play.
I love the fact that that tackle came off of a dodge. I mean, there was the vision from Germany to see the defense coming, but still there's the readability that France have to get in the way of Germany. They better get in the way immediately because this shot is in. It rounds right in the inside corner, but lands right through.
Oh man, that bounce scared me a little bit, but they have a better read than I do. Who else but Dalukard to be the sniper from downtown, able to get it just after gate number 4. It falls into the rim, bounces in. Familiar little bit of deja vu right now with a 1-0 of Germany over France.
Just a little bit. I wonder if that settles well for Germany or even better for France to do their dastardly deeds that they did before. It is them without possession but able to rob Germany of another onslaught across the gates, and I like this lob, okay? You know, it gets it out of the fray for a moment. You get some space, and yeah, the possession is given up, but it was a chance for them to make a break.
Yeah, so many times we get caught in the ball patrol. So many times we just want to see how much physical, a bit of fighting can be done over that possession, but already the shot opportunity is there, and just can't get it. Oh, it was a heat seeker! They're able to make the handoff as Dalukard with the fight. He's able to secure the ball just as it goes through the goal.
So this is a pass right now?
Oh, I think.
To Dalukard, one way or another, it lands in that ring. The donut sees the ball come through. Germany seem to be on a hot streak.
Oh, man, they are burning hot. 2-0, but you cannot forget how quickly that you can be able to go and get your next goal and maybe make it 3. It was Gotaga that made it happen last time round. They are positioning to be able to go as high as possible. That's going to be an uppercut that is left by Doigby. So again, Germany is able to find the ball, and this one's starting to be that grinder that we know Germany for. They're going to get these 1-pointers, and they're going to make France fight for every possession, and they have the majority.
I like what Gotaga was trying there. Is that a Hail Mary shot that almost lands in right under the ring? It couldn't come closer. This one's gonna be in. You can come from the backside, the front side, as long as you get that goal.
That is a wonderful return to sender. It was Trillix that said, hey, we actually want that one. We want to be able to secure having 3 points on the board, because if France is able to pop off, have another 3.2 lapper, then we want to be able to not be in a rush at the end of this game. So with just more than 3 minutes remaining here in game number 2, Germany looks pretty comfortable.
It's kind of bizarre that Germany have scored 5 times and France have only scored once in this grand final, yet they're the one with the game win. It speaks to the uniqueness of roller champions, that if you play your cards right, that if you score the right goals, then you can still find success France, if they get a possession here that actually gets farther than the first gate, they may definitely go for those extra points.
You called it boldness earlier, but it also plays to the mentality of this game. How many that you want to be able to go for? Do you just go for one lap, get the easy lead, and then try to grind out building upon it? Or do you be able to go for more, maybe finish off the series? This one will be Doigby that has the actual pickup as we're looking for France to be able to build up. They do break gate number 1 and immediately turn around. They don't play this long con game, but all of a sudden Doigby calls me a liar and they start trying to go to the opposite bowl. Picked up by Germany again.
Yeah, they're able to regain possession again, but you can see it's so difficult to have to start from scratch yet again. I want to see France kind of go that route again, though. A great mag pass, though, to Gotaga that actually finds incredible space. Can he ramp his way and dodge his direction out of Dalukard? Dalukard says no.
No, Dalukard, he's trying to steal the enforcer role from Trillix, and we will actually have this one come out of lobby. We're going to look into a reset. I believe we have a tech pause coming into this matchup. So if we look into what this has been so far, Germany's really just been kind of strolling where they want to. A lot of good passes, and this one, Gotaga just isn't with the same support cell we saw before when they were so efficient, especially in game number 1.
Yeah, we discussed at length how important it is to be composed as a team, right? Stefan was talking all about it. He's like, the worst is when you have a ball hog. I'm not going to call Gotaga that. He just takes the opportunity where it comes, right? But Germany, the mag passing, the ability to get speed. You start to see a possession go down the straight for France, but they just weren't able to work up the same kind of speed that Germany is. Got to get a little more creative with those passes that find higher elevation.
I love how often we saw them separate and be able to go vertical. If you are on the bottom of the rink, it's not a bad thing, but then you're kind of one-dimensional. You're definitely a flat planer, and you want to be able to take on three-dimensional beasts, and those beasts live high in the sky, and they at least exist there to be available for velocity. You drive up a pass, and it's able to go and come right back down to the bowl, come off the ramp, and you're then escaping velocity from everyone else that's beyond you. And we still haven't seen an at least excess of team plays coming off your hip pocket, being able to like throw you, jump you. We've had a lot of named shots that come off of those style of plays, and maybe that's something that could be whipped up out of the arsenal of France if they just want to change up how this game is played.
Maybe, but they've got to create space first. I think we started to see that, though, as Game 2 is starting to percolate, right? They know that first bowl between gates 1 and 2 is hell broken loose. So they've started to move clockwise around the other area, but still Germany catch up. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to speed up in this game, not only ramping your way down the inside wall, but you can actually draft other skaters like in NASCAR or something and gain speed like that as well. I love what Stefan mentioned about the depth in this game. There's actually so much more than meets the eye when you consider team plays, when you consider these drafting mechanics to pick up speed. It's really interesting when you look at the nitty-gritty.
Look, I did not get a high grade when I took physics, but I know that this game is based on it, so that's at least one good look. That's a nice tick in that column. But for this one in particular, there's so much velocity, and I say that time and time again because speed is key. As soon as you grab that ball, if you're not making jumps, if you're not making uppercuts, then you kind of lose your ability to really make plays, which is so key in this particular matchup. We go back to Venice Beach. We're going to see how this one will ultimately play out as France and Germany go back all over again to take it to the limit. Let's see if we'll be able to tie up this series with Germany.
It will be a test. I think one thing is very clear. Germany have really riled up a ton of momentum here, and they could close it out with a win as it is 2 minutes on the scoreboard, but they also have those 3 goals still.
Yeah, and those will still be in the background. They still count, so if there's 2 goals scored by Germany, this one is done. We have all of, let's call it a 2-minute warning to be able to get this one going and underway, which, France, they're on the clock. They could still get a three-pointer. We get to see how this one all turns out.
Well, we talked about motivating factors, right? In the match before against the UK, the motivating factor was you have to win in order to survive this competition. Now it's kind of the same. You got to survive, you got to score, you got to do something to get these points. Is Akitio going to opt for the extra points? Yes, I think they will. Lap 2 has commenced, and they're already through the third gates. But Mace, incredible defender today, and struts their stuff on there.
Minute and a quarter to go. Germany, you just got to reset this ball. You're going to see a lot of time usage, keep away. Every single second is so precious, and they want it to belong to themselves. Dalukar, who's trying to be the big man on campus, gets away from Gotaga. That's going to be a direct handoff over to Mace, but Akitio is having none of it. There's not a lot of time for France to be able to step up and take this in a clockwise motion. They have to get 2 laps, get them in a hurry, and get this thing tied up.
That's exactly what it looks like they're doing, but look at the shadow defenders there, Trilix and Dalukar, just waiting for them to get to these turns, get to the pole, because that's where the momentum stops. You can see it there for Gotaga. He is struggling to get speed and hoping his teammates can do so. There he goes back up the wall, but Mace intercepts.
Mace has been the X factor for this squad, and now Dalukar, look at the bowl roll. He's trying to make a bowl pass of it. Give it to Trilix. Trilix, this is his special bowl. No one can take it from him. This is where they will live. This is where they will die. This is where Germany will be able to find success. We have only 10 seconds left for France to come up with a miracle.
That's right, up 3 goals still is Germany. If they can hold on to this ball for 5 seconds longer, they will win game number 2, tie the series up. Dalukar is just holding on to it, sees Trilix down the other end in their domain, and there is your winner, Germany, with the game to win to tie it up.
They send in the last one. It's an exclamation point, a little bit of confetti poppers to be able to really expound upon the celebration. But this is a tied series for the first time in all this time of the group stage 2. Now this championship bout, we are tied at 1. And Shay, we may actually get to go the full distance, at least 4 games.
We might get to, because every corner of this, I cannot predict what's about to happen. I also just want to give a shout out to Mace. The game, like keeping away like that entire time, the defense was on point. You know, what are the keys to that, Pyro?
It comes down to stifling France in the moments where they need to make a play, right? All that momentum, all that hope is rising. And then there comes Mace to crash down, intercept, bully their way back to a possession. It also comes down to that shadow defense, though. When you're leading the ball carrier and getting right ahead of them, following their path, it's almost a threat. It's almost saying, go ahead, keep coming, because I'm crashing right into you.
Incredible stuff. And this is a bit of a left field question, but I just have to point it out. So both teams are wearing very exclusive skins. No one else in the world is actually wearing them. So there's sort of Team France and Team Germany skins. I'm not trying to stoke any jealousy, but I kind of am. What are you, slightly jealous that you don't have an exclusive skin?
Look, I mean, there's a lot of people that have the skins through the roller pass I don't have, so I have to live with that as a fact of life. But I am, in fact, a little bit jealous because, I mean, you're not going to be able to have the same exact stuff. So yeah, I covet it. I want it, Shay. Give me that game skin, please. I really want that.
Hey, I just want to say I did unlock that first roller pass item of Season 0, the white mohawk. I know every other player did as well, but I wore proudly. I'm just going to say.
Exactly. It's community building. We love that. Once again, I'm handing it over to you going into the next game.
All right, well, we've got our skins, we've got the button downs. They're not quite the incredible memorabilia of their own countries. And what better way to have some pride than for both teams right now to have a win?
That's very true. You know, I do have the Diablo t-shirt skin. Oh, so yeah, that's a pretty good one. And the beta skin. I was there at the beginning. But true, will they be able to post up their colors? Big banners on the rise. We go to Acapulco, where we will see game number 3. No team will win this championship as of yet. This is to gain match point, gain an advantage over your opponent. We get to see how this one all works out as we put 7 more minutes on the clock. Let the sun come down and let the ball launch out.
Acapulco, get the rollers running. Germany will do that in its immediacy. Oh, we're getting physical as well. Listen, if I gotta focus on one thing during this game, it is France getting around that 4th gate. they have one win under their belt here, Monkey, but they also only have one single goal scored. That's not much compared to the 5 or so from Germany.
Oh, and they're already launching it from downtown. That just kind of skirts the bottom edge of the donut as they're already. This is something that has become a rhythm, become a pattern more so for Team Germany. They're going to take those shots early. You're going to be set up for your defense in that straightaway, but if no one is home, even if someone is, they're very confident about their placement shooting. That one falls just short, but we fall now into the first minute play, gone and dusted, and we get to see how possession is renewed for Germany.
At that 6-minute mark, it's been about 10 minutes since France have been able to score. You can feel that's stifling pressure to finally come up big. Right now, Germany look like they're going to be the ones to do it, but Akitio getting in the lane, but it's not going to be enough. Possession regained by Mason. There's the goal.
Look at the golden glove, the golden touch that Mace is able to bring into this, able to pick up the rock just as it drops off of the curve of that ramp, and they take a hot shot. It has been Mace with momentum being such a factor since the previous game to now finishing it off and starting it off in this one.
First goal that we've seen from Mace. So if you look at the score sheet, it says, okay, Mace is waking up. No, that's not the case at all. The defense, the visibility, the chances that Mace has had to get in the mix of it. Alucard is robbed of the shot, though. We talked about defense. Doigby's got it, too.
You know, Alucard, he's now kind of taking the same shot over and over and over again. And a lot of the times, high percentage has been able to work. But that time around, Doigby with a great takeaway. Alucard, though, big breakaway. All 5 other players are well behind him. It's a parade of orange and blue. But now, look at this enforcer. It's a 2-on-2. Both Doigby and Akitio came into this bowl. Alucard said, nope, I'm not doing that. We're going to reverse this entire rink. We're not going to play for gate number 4 for here. But Akitio plays great disciplined defense.
Who other than Team Germany to pull off a play like that, to completely mix it up and confuse France, which is important. France is starting to find rhythm, right? Knock them out of it. Take them loose immediately. Still, though, they couldn't find their way to gate 3 and 4. That final bull to get some goals on the board. Still, they're only up 1-0.
I'm liking that we're already seeing Gotaga decidedly getting a little bit more patient, but playing for extending the rink. A self-pass, the roller gets it through gate 2. This is the longest path you could possibly take if you want to go clockwise for every single gate, but this time around, they bait up some of those reads from Team Germany. A nice pass over to Akitio. He's looking for an option. He goes over to Gotaga. This is an option to be able to get this all tied up, and we do so beyond 4 minutes of play. We're tied at 1 apiece.
This may have been the best coordinated play I think I've seen today. Akitio not only acting as that give-and-go player, but set up the block earlier for Gotaga to even find that space. Akitio, the goals may not be there, but assisting and playmaking to the best of his potential.
You know, I may start to get a little bit more jealous of these exclusive skins if they're being made with plays like that. So maybe Shay made a good point about that. But we go now, less than 4 minutes remaining, as we have game number 3 up for grabs, because at 1 apiece, France has been able to shut down any of their scoreless demons. They're feeling really good about it. This is, again, a pickup and a trade of possession. It is so tough to just make it through the second straight.
If you're in a position like this, you still got about 4 minutes left. It's tied up, right? Are you going for the big points, Monkey? Or are you just going for that point advantage?
I'm thinking just the 1 point. I know that is such an easy answer to give, but these have been tough scores to take and even have in the first place. Germany's had a few more, and there's been great defensive stops by France, and I think that we'll see that same rhythm, but now it's Trilix. He's in his back pocket. Will he take the shot? Oh, in the back end! It's still possession for Germany, and they will go for 1. And all 3 French members go up, and they can't come down with the ball.
Akitio has been that star-studded player, the air dive tackle to break that loose. But with the tackle, you need the follow-up. And without it, possession cannot be stolen away. It's regained by Germany, as well as their lead.
All right. Can the French be able to get another big grab, a good possession, 1 apiece? Every single time they get one, they trade one, and then Germany regains the lead. Look at this bomb from the opposite end. This will drop into the opposite side bowl, and Trillix will chase after it. But again, Akitillo, who has been that weapon in the arsenal of France, is able to pick it up, and they hand it off to the speedster that is Doigby, who's barely able to keep up his feet and let two members run into each other from Germany.
Threads the needle, makes them collide into each other. That was straight out of the cinema. Now the fourth gate pass, but only just as Germany take it away again. Look at the slow meandering of Trillix. Happy to take time off of the clock. Gotaga, not as much.
Taga, he's going to try and make this one happen as fast as possible. You've seen the passion. You've seen the screaming. You've seen that probably be calms for these guys. Well, it's anything but calm. They're cool, they're collected, but they're trying to be able to get out there and be strong, and they realize they have to make plays now. 120 seconds are coming up on the clock. They will quickly pass, and Germany will still be in the lead by all of one goal. That's a roller looking to be able to find its way into Mace. It does find its way into French hands, though, and we have to start this lap all over again.
That space was so dangerous, though. The roll ball over to Dalucard on the other bowl where he was completely alone. That's an easy fourth gate and shot that is free and available. But it comes down to those France tackles making their way through every single one, taking the ball off of the ball handler. Mace, Akitillo with the magnetic pass goes loose. They've got to find some cohesion somehow out of that tackling. They do, but a dodge, a jump from Doigby was being drafted to even keep that ball. The pass comes straight out of the tackle. Doigby has an opening. There's a shot that goes right off of the rim. They've got to repossess the ball. They do. Akitillo with the shot and the goal. The equalizer doesn't come in the smoothest fashion, but it certainly gets there.
This is reading and recovery at its finest, just out of reach of the Germans as they come back over to try and snatch what could have been a sure thing from the French, and then the pickup to shut up the German defense, and we're tied at 2 apiece. We wouldn't have game 3 of a best of 5 be any other way than with 1 minute remaining in both these squads looking for match point, and it's still up for grabs.
This is the grand finals you dream of right here. Both teams contending right now for match point. Under a minute remaining, and the next goal could be the winner. You know Dalucard wants it, even if it takes rounding the entire lap themselves. Trillix, though, also that goal scorer, and you know they're going to handle that ball as much as they possibly can. The roll ball, it gets away from them, and France may have a possession to work with. Oh, especially if they work off of that tackle.
Oh, man, they were able to just completely upend a German player, and Doigby now trying to get huge. This is from downtown. Is it able to find Gotaga? In translation, no. Dalucard is just trying to be able to dance his way through defenders. He is going to reset this, give himself some time to think, but again, always thinking in reverse so that they can move forward. He makes another pass, maybe thinking he's been able to bait a few attackers from France. Maybe one last possession. We go into OT. This is golden goal. This is not for the championship, but it's for a point to be able to stand up for it. This is maybe one from Doigby. He's got to work against Trillix. OT back in. It's in the bouncer.
There it is. Doigby, incredible roundabout. Found the space, and he could have passed it off. He could have found another teammate, but no, dodges and dips his way to the other side of the ring. Scores that crucial goal for the France victory.
Man, what a shot, because they have always been hunting for so much of that speed to be able to just get that dagger in, but how tricky is it that they then vie to go beyond the rim, beyond the goal, take it where the defender wasn't present, and then just put that game away.
It is a game winner that you could ever ask for Team France. I mean, Shay, they were coming back from the behind, right? They equalized, and then somehow find the win.
Yeah, I was thinking, okay, this is going to play out similar to what we've seen in the past, but then that last score was just incredible. Can you walk us through some of the big moments of that last match, Pyro?
This is France finally finding their rhythm. I mean, think back to the very first match of this tournament. It was Germany with possession after possession, long-standing, and without any crucial, valuable tackles from France. Now they're getting in the mix of things. Now they're interfering. Now they're disrupting Germany, and they find the openings in that manner.
Yeah, disruption Attitude is the name of the game here. What are we thinking as we go into our next game, Monkey?
I'm thinking the attitude is there. I'm thinking I need both those skins now. I was wondering if I like Germany or France a little bit better, but both of them have shown big flashes of brilliance. I mean, the defense. Germany was trying to score even earlier than all of what we saw a moment ago. This one could have been a 2-point deficit to make up, but great stops. I think it was by Doigby that was able to really set the tone for that, and it was huge because if you're fighting back from one, you do exactly what France did, be able to fight back in earnest and earn their way into a tied series or into a tied game, and then now they have the lead. They're on match point in this entire Clash of Champions.
Yeah, but competing for this lovely little specimen on our desk. It could all be over here, or, you know, we could keep it going. Who is to say? Because, like I said, I cannot make a guess. If I was a betting woman, I'd be doing terribly right now. Once again, I'm handing it over to you guys.
Yeah, Shay can also not vote for the UK team, so that makes it a little more difficult as well. I'm sorry, Shay, but oh my goodness, we have the trophy finally up for grabs, Monkey, with a win from France after getting swept in round one from Germany. Could take it.
Germany has shown that they want to go, I wouldn't say the safe route. They want to go for more of a sure thing, which is point by point by point. It has been a while since I've seen them take a 3-point play. Whereas on the other side, France is willing to go the distance to be able to have that happen, or they can chase tail and then be able to overtake them at the last second. We go in to Mexico Arena. This one could be it. Will France put away the series? Will Germany be able to catch up and force a game number 5? We're going to see the launch of both teams come into this one, and it is with every bit of brevity you can imagine in a championship bout.
Pride for their team, a trophy to display, and becoming the winners of the Clash of Champions. It's all on the line. All the training that they've done throughout the launch of the game, Season 0 and now Season 1, it is all culminated to a moment like this. France on match point in the Grand Finals.
I'm going to see if Germany is going to get back to their regular efficient play. They've been able to really be patient, take the rink under their own, really take that ownership. Fourth gate is already available. Dalocard, though, will be pushed, and that's the pressure that France is now bringing to the table. That 2-on-2 was a duel, and France won it quickly.
Akitio's tackling has been so pristine. I love being able to see all these different matches that France and Germany have been able to play against each other because you see the real-time development. You've actually seen the improvement of Akitio landing these tackles, disrupting Germany. That's what it's been all about, but it could be also about the goal-scoring Akitio rounding the bends. That ball's going to go around the bend of the ring.
It's kind of lucky, just a little bit in this moment, that Germany didn't see a better shot from France, because you saw two. Dalocard is able to get a team boost as he does launch off. Is trying to work around Doigby. Oh, threads the needle. Does he do the same? Bank shot it in. Bring the lightning as the orange lightning of Dalocard gets a lead for Germany.
You know that when Dalocard finds the ball and has space, everybody knows it's a dangerous moment. You see the lightning, you see the thunder. It's a spectator sport, folks. And it's Germany making the spectacles themselves. They want to bring this to game number 5. And with goals like that, they certainly can.
That is some high-flying antics. Oh, but coming in from behind, Trilix is to be denied. None else than Gotaga that's going to be able to stop him in any of that extra momentum. 90 seconds now into game number 4. This is match point, championship point for France, but Germany right now with the early lead has a little bit more of that control where they're going to try and reverse this rink. And again, look at this positioning. They either put Trilix or Dalocard on the opposite side bowl, and they put them at gate number 3 to give themselves a chance to patiently work through this rotation.
It stretches the defense. And yeah, Gotaga's able to pick up that pass, but instead of one person being, two people being there, it's just one person. Gotaga has to fend for themselves. And even if they get that possession, you can see how difficult it is to hold on to it. It's not just about the change of possession, it's about retaining it. And Germany, splitting the defense, making them rotate wider from each other, managed to regain.
get the gate open. Trilix actually backtracked a little bit too much, as now they're trying to work against the verticality, but Dalucard comes in from the heavens. Is anyone there to stop him? Does he take this shot? Oh boy, you know he will! Oh, lightning does strike twice, and it is Dalucard that gets that second goal.
This has to be the highest shot that we've seen today. Above the goal, actually just has to football it down into that ring. And what a throw it was. Takes some serious composure to land a shot like that.
Yeah, especially when you're hanging high in the air. I never know if he's going to be able to connect to the wall or if he's just going to be able to throw that ball and give it his all, and he did exactly that. He realized, oh, even if the defender is down in the well of the straight, they have no time to meet my verticality. So says Dalucard. I put words in his mouth. He puts the ball in the net. It's how we work. But 4 minutes coming up now as three have been burned right off the clock, and France has not been able to find that efficiency, that pressure that they had in the previous game to keep track with Germany. But again, we got to be reminded, they were in a 2-goal deficit to start this entire series off.
They were, and that was when they found the three-pointer. I feel like France is a team that just worked better under pressure, right? How often have Germany been that team to kind of break out, break loose from the beginning? And can they hold on to that lead is the big question. That magnetic pass is going to lift all the way to the ceiling. Gotaga still finding a lane out of it, and tackle frenzy here around the ball. Mace is the one to pick it up.
And Mace, again, we talked about roles before. They are the ball keeper, and they were able to keep that one away from other people. Well, this is a ball that is belonging to no one until it has found its way into the hands of France. And even then, it is all of a brief rent as we consistently find the fist fight and trade of blows, working for that single possession. And I gotta wonder, I mean, you're working for this inside turn coming out of gate number 1. Are they just working for pure velocity? Oh, a little bit of a lofty back pass just finds its way as a loose ball play will now develop. Doigby and all of France, they go back to the opposite end. Do you see a hesitation with these teams now trying to extend this ring longer into turn 3?
Well, yeah, because the regular path, the counterclockwise formation from gate to gate, it's just not working. How long has it been since we've seen a goal or the gate actually open up between the ring? Not very long. Trilix, though, does find quite a bit of space on this other side, but you have to note the gate's on the other end of this stadium. Germany, I feel like they're happy to take this clock down. We're starting to enter that point into the game where time wasting is a good strategy.
Beyond 120 seconds coming up here soon, and they just got to be able to grind it out. But the problem with this game is that it's 5 points. You can be able to get any number of points off of a 2-lap turn. Problem for France right now, it's been tough to be able to hang on to it for a single turn. Look at this game of keep away that's going on. They've really spread themselves out from the side of Germany, and then trying to just kind of bait up any French attackers if they can. They now are looking into gate number 2. It was a long war of attrition, but they get there. Trilix, though, he's tackled, and Gotaga, none other, is able to get both that tackle and the ball. But still, 100 seconds now remaining. They still have to be able to get this one through the net at least once.
Akitio with the brake check to go backwards, and then finding Doigby at higher elevations. Fortunately, he will be battled out of it. Almost sent himself into the ball there. Thought he'd have a chance to pick it up, but unfortunately for France, Trilix will be the one to grab it instead. These possessions for France, they've got to start working for themselves as time is wearing thin. Trilix will find Dalucard on the other side. Now keep away is the primary strategy of Germany as they take it across the bowl.
There's 2 big time wasters that Germany can be able to use if they don't want to lose possession or lose this game. 1, be able to just post up at this gate 3 turn every single time they get the ball. Or 2, why not roll it into the first bowl where it's going to be impossible for anyone to be able to pass beyond. So again, this is repetition. Germany is wearing down France, and I think on the horizon we are very near stating a game 5.
It feels like it, but don't count out the game of roller champions where a play can be made at any moment. Any possession could be the last. We're getting closer to that last possession. 30 seconds remaining. France need a play, and they need it now. It's going to be Gotaga to actually find Doigby on the other side, and this is enormous momentum and speed. Doigby making this round past the 4th gate. They may need more than this, but they can get a last chance opportunity with a goal scored here. They want to go for it all instead. It's Gotaga splitting the defender. Trillix with that shadow defense and will intercept. A big defensive play for Germany to lock in game number 5 of the grand finals. We're going all the way to game 5.
You see a big breath of fresh air, a sigh from Dalucard as they realized we were able to go the distance. The limit is gained by Team Germany, as we will in fact see the end result of a best of 5 go to game number 5, and some hard work by Germany to be able to grind it out against Team France. Shay, how you feeling about these guys now? We're at the pinnacle, man.
Honestly, if I could, I feel like, 4D entertainment is a big deal right now. I literally felt the breath of relief that came from Dalucard right there, just because, France in the past have been able to pull it back at that right second. So I was like, oh, it's going to go in that direction. But it didn't. However, we have seen it's been a bit of ping pong with wins. So, history, very recent history, has said that France is likely to take it. But what are we thinking, Pyro?
Oh, I don't know. The problem is right now for France, if Germany are able to score early, their keep away game is pristine. They started doing it from like 4 minutes out. I'm like, this is not a strategy that's going to uphold. France are going to find their lane through for a score. Absolutely. They did not. It was the perfect strategy, and they outlasted. So if Germany come out hot in game 5, it's looking like a better situation for them.
Absolutely. And, what are you thinking as we make our way to the final of finals? What are you thinking about our matchup here?
This is not just how these teams have been playing, but this is that key moment. This is game 5 of a best of 5. This is your championship point. It's up for grabs. So this is what kind of defines a team overall. So you're playing for a trophy. You're playing for your country. You're playing with, those wonderful coveted skins that I will never have. Maybe Dalucard, share your account. I don't know. Not a big deal. But I do see a lot of momentum and maybe just a tiny bit more consistency from Germany. I really think that France kind of lends itself to rely upon the big play. Germany, small plays become the overall big play. So if you want to go with your bets that maybe you aren't going to make, maybe lean into that.
You know what? I just might take that advice because it's pretty solid, right? Once again, and for the last time tonight, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm handing it over to you guys. Be careful with it.
Very well. We will treat it with honor and care. It is the game 5. It is the chance to earn this trophy. One final game that will decide it all in Roller Champions. Will Germany ignite the flames early on and hold on to that lead? Or will France come out straight out of the gate with those big plays you were talking about, Monkey?
We have not seen a 5-point play, and I'm almost slightly disappointed. But this could be that moment it happens. Who knows? One way or another, this is the final game of the day. Can you believe it? We've had group stages. We've had 3 matches inside of that, a bunch of 2-0s. This one is 2 teams that have learned the identity of one another, and it's going to be a fight to the very bitter end. It's Germany. It's France. It is 6 creators, 6 streamers that have been able to bring all sorts of talent to the rink that they had through Season 0. Now to Season 1, it's time to get groovy, and it's time to roll to glory.
Yucatan, Mexico is where we land in Chichen Itza for this final game. The one that will decide it all. We've got all the player cams as well on for this game. So, Monkey, if we want to see a team erupt, if we want to see that positive mentality come through, we'll certainly see that spectacle.
I'm sure they're just going to flip their desk. They don't mind their day job. Don't worry about that. But we're definitely going to see some emotions. That's both the high and the low, and that's what everyone is fighting to be able to make that positive in for themselves. And of course, we get that early bit of possession, good passing, and some of those passes did go awry, maybe a little bit too soon, and some of that timing has to be keyed up in the biggest way here, especially in the championship round.
I do like seeing Mace take a bigger part of this offensive production, but Akitio has been that tackler, that titan of a tackler all throughout this Grand Finals matchup. No better way than to dispossess Germany, and now Deutby taking the scenic route over to game number 2, going from the inner wall to the outer wall. A little jump, a little pose, just to make their rounds and go from one gate to another.
Trying to be able to reverse this one. They do have 2 gates open, and now they have to work for gate 3 from the long term. Look how Germany is swirling. It's a whirlpool of madness, but they've committed all their numbers. Just going to be able to take this early turn. That is a free net. Do we charge it up? Yes, we do. Freebie comes in the way of France in their lead.
And it takes vision here as well. They've gone down this rink in different maneuvers, clockwise, counterclockwise, and you see what it put Germany through. All of them clumped up on the wrong side of the rink. That's going to be the first point for France. Their best chance for victory, if you ask me, as they have suffered quite a bit when Germany scores first.
I do like the idea of calling up the play, forming the big German wall, just not letting them get beyond. But when you go the same direction, a bit of a double commit inside wall, and then, that kind of frees up the rest of the straightaway. So we do see Germany now trying to be able to make up for that earlier attempt. This is a long bomb pass. It goes all the way over to Trillix. He has to be able to pick it up and make a dodge just in the same footing. Trying to be able to make a tackle. This is something that is underappreciated as well. If you get a teammate that can tackle, not when they are trying to get someone that has possession, but someone that's trying to get to your teammate as they have possession, that's key to free up more of the rink.
And it will free up more of the ring. Dalukar for Germany gets past that first gate. They haven't worked off of a long possession for some time, so this could be their chance. Dalukar looking for a teammate. It's going to be Trillix up the outer wall, but taken out immediately. I'll have to say, Akitio and Deutby, we haven't talked about them exceptionally a lot here, but they've been playing huge roles in the tackling department.
And that is something that enables Gotaga and their whole team to be successful. It has to be a whole team. You hear from the developer, you hear from the desk, you hear from Shay, you hear from everyone, and you hope that they take it in kind and in stride. Doigby trying to be able to get beyond gate number 2. Actually, gate number 4, this is an opening shot. It goes underneath the rim. Is there a pickup? It is in fact picked up, but it's by Germany, and Trillix now trying to be able to make use of open space, but he's immediately pressured by Gotaga.
And if that goal is scored by France, they now force the hand of Germany to maybe have to make that 3-pointer, but they'll just go for a 1-pointer for now. It hits on the bottom of the ring, an equalizer stolen.
That one may have still fallen into a defender's hands, whether it was on target or not, but Germany has another opportunity. This has been in surplus. They've been able to do this a lot 3-on-1. Akitio, you're talking about that shadow defense, he's right away, but that's a back pass. It's going to go to Dalukar, who says, did you break the gate? Not quite. So now he's in a 1-on-2 with fancy footwork. They're able to pass it away to Mace, and they'll reverse this rink on its side.
Great positioning here from Mace, the flexibility to take it another end and drop the pass off. That was dangerous. Dalukard was in the sights of their opponents. Dalukard as well in front of Akitio, who's shadow defending really well. Their presence around this bull where the momentum can't be stalled, but it's not stalling for Trillix. No, great momentum, great speed, and the position around the net to score the equalizer.
That's a great mind to get around it. They had 2 other options, both German players. One went for the tackle right underneath the ring to get rid of the defender. Another went up to be an option either for the heat seeker or for the alley-oop dunk shot. And in fact, they're like, oh, you made a great tackle. Defender's gone. Free net, scoop, whoop, and we will be tied at 1 apiece, sub 3 minutes to go.
You can feel the intensity in this match. Game 5 Grand Finals tied up, under 3 minutes remaining. We're in that back half. We're here where the greatest of your potential needs to be displayed now. All that work during Season 0 from the launch to Season 1, it all pays off right here in this moment. What can these teams do to bring home the victory?
Germany is very comfortable about just kind of scooping this one out and looking to be able to just get it into open space, fight for possession, get these players players just working to get that ball. But it is France that's come away with it in key clutch moments. We're hoping that we're able to find themselves in a better position. This one does go over to Trillix. Trillix will be able to get beyond, but they still haven't broken gate number 1. So we go over for a elongated amount of time, 120 seconds remaining. Germany, Dalukard and Trillix, the Wombo combo, the dynamic duo, the Wonder Twins that we've been hoping for. And now we go to the opposite side. Bull, sub 2 minutes remaining here. Pyro, all of 1 goal could be the difference needed.
Perfect from Trillix, but now look at it meander its way across the straight. Gotaga, of course, is going to pick that up. Germany came just inches, just centimeters away from the moment they needed, but of course, it's struck down by France.
And Doigby has been able to just kind of hang on to this a bit unaired as no one is really going up to just pressure. They don't want to fall out of position. Look at the stack. Trillix is even starting to just kind of backtrack a little bit. Akitio, it's an open net. Do they take it? It goes over to Doigby. He can be able to take a shot now. It's a bank. Oh, too hard, too narrow, too much directly on the wall. But this is an opportunity. No defenders are there. They have to get one more. They do! With 1-1-1 on the clock, it's 2-1 for France.
Doigby, the redemption play of the night. A loose ball recovered. Look at the amount of time he takes before that shot leaves his hand. He's taking all the time he needs to make sure that that ball goes in. The big question is that the final goal to be scored? If it is, France win this Clash of Champions. All the pressure's on for Germany.
You can see him patting his heart and saying, you know what, we got to be able to get this play going. Good comms are coming on through all of these streamers. This team play has to continue to the last second. France might have a chance to be able to put it away if they get either a three-pointer or maybe one more just to force Germany's hand for these possessions. 45 seconds and less. Germany is fighting from a deficit. After we saw group stage play, would you believe it, France has a way to be able to win this championship.
And the key to victory here is keeping it away from the German players. Akitio does that fantastically with the dodges, with the air dodges even. The throwback from Doigby, did that lead possession up to Germany? Oh yes, it did. Here they come, the Germans, with under 30 seconds remaining. Trillix has to dodge away from Gotaga. There's the air dodge as well, and it gives up possession. Gotaga, France could finish this here if they regain possession.
10 seconds left. Dalukard, he's fighting through, but Akitio is able to make the steal. Do they bomb it downtown? Do they maintain possession with only a few seconds to go? They're just out of arm's reach. Akitio will secure it. That's Team France. That is your winners of the Clash of Champions.
Akitio, the final player to hold the ball, to hold on to that rock and ensure the victory. Incredible tackles, incredible dodging, and great maneuvers to keep possession and give them the wins. France will bestow the Clash of Champions trophy.
Oh man, ice in their veins. France looking good, able to take lessons learned. They went 0-2 in groups against Germany, and then were able to come back, go 2 over UK, and then able to go to game 5 and secure the win with those plays. Shay, we've had a long day. We've had a long championship run. France did great.
As much as I wanted the UK to have the underdog story, you know what? I'm happy that at least there was an underdog story, and it was France. They played their butts off. I mean, just across the board. I mean, walk us through like some of what happened in that last game, Pyro.
It was determination at its finest. I mean, France throughout this entire night have developed so far. That's the beauty of Roller Champions, guys. If you find a way to play this game, it could be as short as one night to develop as much as Team France have in just one competition. They found their rhythm, they know what worked, and it was enabling Akitio to get in the mix, tackle him away, dodge their way out of it, and really come up to shine. Team France, I mean, what a comeback story.
What a comeback. I mean, from your perspective, how was it looking, Monkey?
Oh, man, Germany, they had some great ideas. They came in with some fantastic plays. We knew that they would be good. We, in fact, saw they could be good. Group stages were theirs because they came in with their early mindset of what they wanted to do, but adaptation seemed to be lacking on the back end, and that's where France really took up the mantle of responsibility. They said, hey, we know how to adapt to you. We know how to overcome, and we'll do it either by pure passion or also determination to be able to just take the fight directly to you. And, that last possession where that physical trade-off happened, that's exactly the definition of what that team is.
And do you think, is that a common thing where, the players will kind of get momentum halfway through and then, see it to the end in your history of casting? Pyro, let's start with you.
The momentum is found in all kinds of ways, whether it's the very start like Germany were able to do, or after you develop the skills that you can hone and really work to success. So France, they found momentum through pressure. Pressure can make diamonds, and when they could have been knocked out of the competition playing UK, they played their best. And when they could have given up match point to Germany, they played their best. And when everything was on the line, they gave it their all. And it was just the pressure, the moments where it could all be lost from them, they really surfaced and rised as the true champions.
I have to say, I love how poetic you guys get with the casting. Pressure makes diamonds. I'm just like, God, that was beautiful. I just wanted to ask, from your position as well, is this a common thread that you see with competitions where we have an underdog-ish adjacent character, or team rather, kind of make it to the end and then cinch the win? Does that happen a lot?
It can happen. It doesn't happen too often, which is why the underdog story, is that much cooler whenever it does occur. But to see a team that maybe isn't the underdog, but definitely has the ability to adapt in that moment, that is what is even better, because you have a team that will showcase, maybe show all their cards, like we told earlier, show their Dalu cards, if you will. And then all of a sudden you get the Doigbys, everyone else, and Akitio and Gotaga, able to really showcase the skills that have made them just that pivotal person in esports overall. And then they showcase they are able to outlast. They have championship levels in their blood, and they're able to just showcase that, especially in that final moment.
I mean, that's pretty big talk. Championship levels in their blood.
It's in there.
Are you agreeing with that, Pyro? Do you think we'll see them, compete at the big leagues?
I think it's there. I think after a moment like this, how can you not have the burning passion in you? And what better way as well to tell the tale of an underdog story than a game like this that in reality just came out? It's a chance for players to hone new skills. We talked with Stefan, the developers, about the depth of this game. It may look great from the surface where you can follow the game as it goes, but in reality, there's so much more to it. The momentum, the speeds that you can get out of taking it up higher, the different types of passes, the tackles, the Jesus shots, the alley-oops, everything. There's so much to discover with this, and I think that's what France did best.
Indeed, indeed. Just before we chat to our winners, I just want to take another look at that leaderboard just so we can see, the kind of narrative play out graphically. Hopefully that comes up very soon.
We just write it out. We have paper right here.
There we go. Oh, and there's the narrative. It was looking really skewed in one way. There were 2 goose eggs on this. I'm stealing that because it was very good with the goose eggs. I was like, oh, that's mine now. That was the narrative, and I was like, oh God, I can't even predict where this is going to go. And then it was looking quite predictable. Germany dominating, and then France. France came.
Yeah.
A surprise. A complete surprise.
They were able to really just be that competitive source, because you got to see it in the cams, which is something that cannot be underappreciated, is how much passion exists beyond the desk. You're playing the game. You're able to bring it to the table. You have all that training you did for a month on end and more, several weeks, and then able to continuously adapt within your competition. And then you see the hype, you see the stress, you see them patting their hearts like, oh, my heart, because I didn't know if someone was going to pass out their desk. It's great to see as a team they come together. Team sports in that capacity, esports or traditional, are always great.
Yeah, always great in that regard. I wonder if we're ready now to talk to our very talented team of winners. We have a representative very shortly. I'm not so sure.
Oh, okay. I mean, you could be the winner. If you want.
We have Doigby on the line.
Oh, nice.
Hello. Congratulations.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. We are very happy to win this tournament with Gotaga and Hakitio. So I'm here. I'm in for you, and I'm very happy to win. And good job to a Dutch player and English player. It's very good tournament, really.
Thank you so much. Do you have a question, Pyro?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Doigby, what was the mentality? We got to start from the beginning in a way, because the match against Germany at first was, I don't want to call it a slaughter, but it wasn't the best. It really did set up for the underdog story, but how do you come back against Germany with almost at your back?
We have, sorry, my English is not very good. I think you listen this. We play together with Akicho and Gotaga so much time, so it's so easy to play together and understand what we need for win for the next time. And the first match with the Dutch team, it's very, very hard for us. So we're learning, and after, like friends, like brother, and we win like that, like a brother. It's okay.
We can see the passion.
We can see the passion. Yeah, I can see it emanating
through the
I'm
screen.
not sure. We might have lost our feed there. That's okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. I don't think we can ask another question just because of the disconnect there. But I just want to say congratulations again. Like, you guys played so well. Congratulations, and have fun celebrating. Make sure you go hard celebrating tonight.
Yes, thank you very much.
Brilliant stuff. I mean, what a competition. I'm kind of emotional. Like I said, an underdog story or anything like adjacent to that gets me. I love a good narrative, you know.
Well, and you heard from Doigby when we did hear from him that the training, they've been playing this game from launch. They've been playing the game since season 0. They've been working so hard to come to this event to really show out. And so that's the experience that they were resting on. That's where this game can really take you if you can grind at it. So the fruits of their labor were born here, and it's great to see that from Doigby and company.
100%. Do you have any closing thoughts for us, Monkey?
I just hope that everyone is able to see this competition and really take it as a moment to say, hey, this is a free-to-play game. It's very competitive. It's all about teamwork, and you'll be able to run with that kind of momentum. You see the very big country pride. You get France, you get UK, you get Germany. And I'm going to tell you right now, you brought a couple of Americans. There's a lot of competition from across the pond, so everyone is competing. You don't miss out. Be able to get into the game, get grinding right now, or else you'll get left behind. You got to roll to glory.
Ooh, I feel like there's no better place to end that. I mean, what an impassioned speech. And maybe, yeah, we'll see Team USA join in the very, very near future. Who knows? Who knows? Well, you know, as Monkey put it, like, it's a great game with so much action, so much going on, so many plays, so much depth, and you at home can get involved. Season 1 is available for you to play right now for free across all platforms, including Switch and the Epic Game Store. I have had a fantastic time. This has been incredible. Thank you to Monkey and Pyro for holding down the fort here on the casting desk. You've done a fantastic job. And thank you to you guys at home, the viewers, for watching and cheering. I'm sure you were cheering. I heard it all from here. It was fantastic. I want to say congratulations again to Team France, and also thank you and, like, you know, big shout out to Team UK and Team Germany as well. I have been your host, Shay Thompson. It's been a delight. Thank you so much, and good night.